Bleu Davinci.
Bleu Davinci. Hey man, hey Cam, I'm really trying to like relax this interview. You feel me? I be going too up top. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a long day with my little baby girl today, 8 months. Just made 8 months. I'm in chill mode. You feel me? So try not to ask me no triggering shit that trigger me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to chill for everybody so they get a different side of Blue this time, you know?
I think the fans love that energy.
Yeah, man. But if they want some of that, then go back to one of the other 48 clips we got, man. Let's go.
All right, well, I thought we would kind of start off with a little bit of your past and stuff that they might not know about you. You know, before BMF, you were already into doing movies and, you know what I'm saying, music, and you had a lot of stuff going on. Can you kind of break that down for them a little bit?
Yeah, so before I met Meech, I wanted because it's a before BMF. It's two befores. It's before I met Meech, and then it's before BMF. Them didn't come together. When I met Meech, we didn't have BMF Entertainment. We had a whole nother label. So, but before I met Meech, I had done a lot, man, from the age of like 15 or 16 to 20, when I met Meech around 19 or 20, from in them 4 years, I had done like 3 movies, motion pictures. At that time, I was like kind of pursuing acting hard. DJ Pooh had got me into the acting. So I was really pursuing the acting at that time. And plus I was on the road, a roadie for Razcast, my cousin Razcast, you know what I'm saying? So I was being exposed to the industry hella, like around everybody, all the big celebrities at that time, you know what I'm saying? Or at least people who I felt was big celebrities, mainstream artists. I was being exposed to the Snoop Dogg's and the E40s and the, you know, all kind of people, man, East Coast, West Coast, everywhere, down south. I was being exposed to a lot of people. And I wanted to be a rapper. So I was pursuing a rap career, but with my mentor, which was DJ Pooh, he was into the film production. So from him producing films and me being next to him, I think I had more of that plug at that point in time with the film industry. So I had jumped in there. I co-starred in a movie called 3 Strikes. I got killed by a leprechaun in the Lep in the Hood, Leprechaun 5, I think it was, Lep in the Hood movie with me and Ice-T and was in there. I've been in quite a few films, you know what I'm saying? But I was actively chasing an entertainment career prior to meeting Meech. That is how you answer it in one line. You know what I'm saying? So when I met Meech, the whole thing was DJ Pooh introduced me to Meech and was like, yo, this my man. Like, I can't do the thing with the label with you right now because I'm producing films and, you know, doing what I'm doing. I'm engulfed in what I'm doing, but that's his man. Meech and Pooh was cool, and Wayne and Pooh and Meech and Pooh was cool, but he, as being Pooh, introduced me to Meech and them, and then I engulfed into what we knew as Stomping Ground Entertainment. There was no BMF Entertainment at that time.
At that time, did you know what Meech had going on?
As far as in the streets and personal, like?
Yeah.
Nah, I had just met him, and to me, he was just any other like CEO from the streets that's trying to turn their life around and do some entertainment. You know what I'm saying? So I looked at Meech just like I looked at a Birdman or a Master P or somebody that was coming out the streets and, you know, going into the music industry to independently to do their shit. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know. I wasn't asking no questions. I ain't give a like, this was the plan. This what they wanted to do. They could finance, bankroll what the plans was, and I could orchestrate everything and lay it out as far as production wise and shit like that to produce the product and, you know, create the images and the logos and all of that shit. I had all that shit down pat. You know what I'm saying? So, but as far as Stomping Ground is concerned, they already had Stomping Ground when I came to it. It was already done. The logos, I believe, all that shit was already done, I believe, when I first got to Stomping Ground. They were doing it like right when I was getting involved with them.
At what point did you find out, like, oh, snap, like, this dude is, like, he's somebody?
I mean, to be honest with you, bro, I've been around quite a few somebodies. So to me, being around somebody was like a little more normal for me. Like, you gotta remember, bro, I'm sitting there with DJ Pooh every day. This is the dude that wrote Friday. You feel me? So somebody to me and somebody to the average person, you know what I'm saying? To me, Meech was somebody that had some money that I knew was from the streets. You know what I'm saying? That was trying to change his life, obviously, or do something legal. You know what I'm saying? With entering into or doing business as an entertainer or, you know, an entertainment person. You know what I'm saying? That's all I knew at the beginning. They wasn't showing me nothing. I didn't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? As far as the other side. Our business and dealings, as close as we got, even at that time, had to do with music and entertainment. It didn't have to do with his personal business or what he was doing when he wasn't dealing with me and music and entertainment.
Okay, so how long were you around him before you found out he was in the streets?
Shit, it probably had, I don't know, I can't pinpoint the time though, bro. It probably was about a good, 3-4 months before I really just paid attention to anything, like, you know what I'm saying, anything that was peculiar, you know what I'm saying, not to mention, but anything that I was peculiar, I'm like, oh shit, that's what's up. Something going on, but it's not like I could see. They wasn't exposing shit to me like they wasn't supposed to. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't just meeting people and putting people in their motherfucking business. That's for sure. So I ain't know what the was going on at all, and I didn't care. I didn't even think about it. And people that I knew, they didn't even know that I was around them like that, because the whole thing was like, shh, we don't want nobody to know, like we finna come crazy and we finna do this. When you with me, bro, I don't want people to know where I'm at, what I'm doing, how I'm moving, how we moving and all that. And for me, he was older. He like 10 years older than me. So I'm looking at him like a big homie. Oh, that's how you supposed to move then. Not with some paper be moving. I'm reckless. I'm a gang member. I got the strap. I don't give a fuck. Like, it's whatever, whenever with me, when I met Meech. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn about how we move. We got the strap. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm an evil East Side Crip. That's all I know. You feel me? At the end of the day, but, you know, he showed, well, not even showed, but by being around him, I saw a more secretive aspect, or a more on the low, kind of under the radar way to be. I was more like how I am, you know what I'm saying? But at that time, I was kind of peeping game and trying to like, okay, I'm catching new game. It's from Detroit. I'm from LA. It's new. You know what I'm saying? To me. So, you know, I ain't know shit for a while, bro. It might even been longer than 6 months. I can't just put a timeline on when, but I know it was on and cracking while we was in Atlanta, for sure.
BMF and Meech are known for being flashy and having a lot of money. Was he driving the $500,000 cars back then too?
Nah, not a half. I mean, when I met him, he didn't have, at that point, I think he did have a Bentley before I met him. But when I met him, I think the Bentley had just left. But he was already getting money, bro. We ain't taking nothing away from Meech getting money. I don't want people to think because, oh, I said this about this paperwork. I'm just bringing what's real to the light so people can understand. People talk about me, and they talk about him, and they talk about you, and they talk about everybody. But when you got facts, and they facts, and when they're important to a person's situation, then a person should let them facts be known. Hold on, y'all. This what's going on for real, for real. This the wool that been over your eyes. But that don't mean that it wasn't no money getting. You can't take that away from him. That nigga got money. Like, I ain't really seen a lot of people get money like that. You know what I'm saying? He knew how to get money and attract money and be cool with people and attract more people. He knew how to do that shit, bro. He was real cool, a real cool dude. You know what I'm saying? When you got a chance to be around him or know him and shit like that. I ain't got nothing bad to say about him in that aspect. You feel what I'm saying? Just as some of the decisions that he made along the way, before and after prison, is what I questioned about, is what I had put on the table about Big Meech. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so touring with Razzcast, DJ Pooh, you know, I seen that at one point you were, I think, in Exhibit's house and Dr. Dre walked in.
Oh, no, okay, so, yeah. I told a story before of when I was younger and running around with Raz, as Raz was mentoring me at that time, only a few years older than me, but had his professional record deal, got me tagging along, getting me out of the streets. For real. He, you know, I'm the little homie, man, you really want to do this shit? I see you trying to get into it for real. You want to do it? Come on with me, man. I'm going to bring you on the road and bring you inside of my professional record deal at Priority Records and shit like that. I got to meet Brian Turner, the owner of the company, and have relationships and could talk to these people, Andrew Shack and the big people that was from back in that day. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Raz brought me in, and while he was mentoring me along the way with him, it was on. He opened me up to the world, bro. Razcast opened me up to the world. See, we give a lot of credit for Meech and all that because that's what people could see more vividly. But back when there wasn't a lot of videotaping everywhere all over the internet in 96, 97, 95, 98, them years, it's like Rap City. You could go look up me and Razcast on Rap, what was it, Rap the Basement?
Rap Basement.
Radio with
That's right,
Joe
I seen
Claire.
that.
Like doing freestyles. I'm like 16 years old doing freestyle, West Coast freestyles on Rap City when it was still in DC or whatever, when it was in Washington, DC or whatever, going to record. So I was diving in there back then, had already been on TV and all of that. You know what I'm saying? I was chasing my dream, like, through hip hop back then. Like, that's where I came from. This whole thing with me and Meech and them came from me chasing a dream of hip hop. It didn't even come from, oh, I'm a street trying to be in the streets with the drugs. It wasn't even based on that shit. You know what I'm saying? My dealing with them was based on entertainment and music and creating logos like that BMF logo everybody loved. You know, and marketing and promoting and branding. That's what my whole shit was. Now, did I get into the other side of the shit once the shit was on its own? I'm still a loc from LA. I'm still with all the bullshit. So when the bullshit come and I'm with the squad and I'm with this shit, then I'm with this shit to the fullest. So that's where the other side came from. You know what I'm saying? But the main thing with me with that BMF shit was entertainment. And 90% of what you guys see on the internet, minus what you see from stars, BMF stars, is my entertainment footage. So yeah, I got Cuffy right here, man, St. Louis legend. You know what I'm saying? And I know people heard me speak about Meech's paperwork situation with the last interview that we had, and a lot of people had a lot of stuff to say. They don't believe it, Blue's hating. You know what I'm saying? And when I went back and I looked at everything, I was like, you know what, bro? It's only right and only one way to really do it. You good? Only one way to really do it and just let Dog speak for itself. So I wanted him to call in, and this is him calling in during the interview. Go ahead, Cuff, man. You can introduce yourself and take the flow.
Blue, what's up, man?
Yes, sir.
Hey, a lot of people, man, is thinking that this thing is made up or this thing is fake or that I have an axe to grind. You feel me?
Right.
But I'm in here with a 27-year sentence based on Demetrius Flannery, as you all know as Big Meech, and Tammy Cowens, known in the paperwork as CS1.
Right.
Confidential Source 1. So what Big Meech did was call a third-party cooperation. So Tammy Cowens signed up to be a DEA informant to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut, plain and simple.
Right. So
Okay, so can you break down the story? Like, how do you know this? And how'd you come upon this information?
how do you know? How do you came upon this information though?
We were rewarded what's called a Franks hearing. It's based on a case called U.S. versus Frank. So I would implore your listeners to look the case up. And what a Franks hearing entails is that you're able to cross-examine your accusers, meaning government agents, meaning informants, and so on and so forth, just like a regular trial. So this was testified in court.
Period. Point blank.
This was testified in court that I became a government informant to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut.
That's what was said on the stand, bro. The lady became a government informant to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut. But I think people would ask a question of this though. This is what I got hit with a lot is, all right, then if he did it to get a time cut, then how come he still did all that time in jail?
Well, what they don't understand is that he never received the time cut because what came out was that she had an illicit sexual relationship with Special Agent Keith Cromer.
Special Agent Keith Cromer.
Handler. But her first DA handler was the guy, as you should know, Blue, who wrote the BMF indictment, Special Agent Jack Harvey.
Special Agent Jack Harvey is the person that locked us all up, who's also the person that locked up Terry White, which was her first case as a DEA agent. And then he retired. He retired after he got them 60 years.
Yeah, he retired, and then her handler became a brother by the name of Keith Cromer, Special Agent Keith Cromer, who was also fired behind this particular case. So Meech never received the time cut because unbeknownst to a lot of people, it's against the law to have a sexual relationship or any personal relationship with a government informant.
This how it happened. Somehow, some way, because I don't know how, she met Special Agent Jack Harvey. You could leave that up to question. How did Big Meech's personal assistant / the person that handles all this business / the person that owns BMF Entertainment to this day since 2008.
Special Agent Jack Harvey. He put her with Harvey.
So now she meets Special Agent Jack Harvey, and then she starts working for Special Agent Jack Harvey, but not for the Meech case. It was for a whole nother case first. It was for Terry White. But once that case went well, okay, and once that went past and Terry White got his 30 years, Special Agent Jack Harvey retired. But now she was ready to go do the case for Meech and help get Meech his time cut. So now when Meech came up, it was a new person that came on, and his name was what's his name again, big homie?
Special Agent Keith Cromer.
Special Agent Keith Cromer is the new special agent after Jack Harvey retired. Now he's her handler, and they engulfed in a personal relationship, sexual, however they called it in the court. And through that relationship, it tainted the case, and it was dishonorable at that point. They had to throw that out. That's why Meech didn't get out. So now you pose the question of why is my big homie Cuff still in jail? And go ahead, Cuff, you can let them know why, how that happened.
From that conspiracy, they indicted me on 2 murder charges. Subsequently, I pled guilty to 2 gun charges in exchange for them dropping the murder charges.
Now, how did they, hold on, let me ask this for you.
How'd they set you up?
Hold on, let me ask this for you right quick. How did they get you on something that was totally different from the case that Meech and them had you in a wiretap for?
Out of a totally different, nothing to do with the drug conspiracy, but they falsely accused it as being a part of the drug conspiracy. And then they brought about the gun charges as using the gun charges in furtherance of a drug trafficking crime.
This call is from a federal prison.
Okay, and did they hit you with a superseding indictment or just?
They superseded me.
So they came out of that case that y'all was in court for and hit you with a whole brand new case that had nothing to do with that at all.
Didn't have nothing to do. Yeah, it still had something to do with that. They still let the drug conspiracy stand between Tammy Collins and myself.
Oh.
And she started. That's the only way that they can continue to have jurisdiction. They had to leave the drug charges there.
Oh, see, I thought that they said, all right, well, this case is over, but we
pick up murder charges or gun charges unless it's tied to something. If it's not tied to anything, then the government don't have jurisdiction. So a carjacking has to be tied to something. To have a gun charge of using a 924C, as I have, or 924J.
G. Oh, J.
You feel me? Discharging a firearm in furtherance of a drug trafficking crime that results in death.
Right.
How did Meech have information on you and give it to Tammy, and how did all that come together where they were able to, put all that together?
He said, how did Meech have information on you and give it to Tammy so you could get caught up in it? How did that happen? So, I mean, you got to go back to the movie shit.
Okay. So, well, let me take them back. So, me and Tammy were working on the BMF movie. I originally had the script and paid for the script for the BMF movie, not the show that 50's doing on Stars. But I originally paid for the script for the BMF movie, so we were shopping the movie.
So Tammy was involved at that time, which is CS1. So
Tammy Cowan, CS1 had all Meech life rights.
Right. And what year was that?
This all the way back in 2009, 2010.
Okay. So
we proved that there was a legitimate business.
Right.
Legal business.
Right.
So, well, Meech, so let's take it back. The original target was the guy by the name of Fidel Suarez. That was a Mexican cartel member out of California. He was the initial target.
Right. Fidel Suarez was the initial target out of Cali.
His name is in the paperwork.
Right.
Meech and Tammy was trying to get Suarez.
Oh, Meech and Tammy was trying to get Suarez.
Exactly. But when the government found out she was in contact with me, they switched the investigation toward me.
Bad work, my nigga. Bad work. It's just bad work.
Exactly.
Did she help set you up or anything like that?
What's called third-party cooperation, and that's what we've been preaching because that's the dirty little secret.
He just, all right, look, did she help set you up or anything like that?
Yeah, she set me up.
Bro, I broke all that down on our last interviews, bro. Listen, all right, let me explain to you what this lady did, man. She went to the police. All right, she went on a visit or something with Meech and got a play to run. Look, I need you to do this. I need you to do that. I need you to do this. I need you to do that. She left from up there talking to him and went to the police and said, look, I'm supposed to go do this and go do that and do this and do that. I told y'all we finna run the play. And they gave her the phones or whatever to hook up the wiretap. They gave her the hot phones to wiretap who she was talking to. And then she started communicating with everybody on this wiretap phone, bro.
Exactly.
That's how she did it.
With Jack Harvey. Meech put her with Special Agent Jack Harvey.
Where can people find this paperwork?
All right, look, this is where you can find the paperwork. Type in Tammy Cowan's CS1.
YouTube.
On YouTube. No, on Safari. Not on YouTube.
Okay, yeah.
On Safari. I'm just sending to the actual docket. Nah, forget YouTube. Okay. I'm sending them to the docket. The docket is public information. If you type in Demetrius Flannery CS1, type in Demetrius Flannery CS1. It's in your Safari search, and it's gonna pop up right at the top. A 35-page, 33-page docket with all the docket numbers and everything, so people can't be saying it's fake. For people that want to go to Pace or go wherever and pull it for real, you know what I'm saying, off the internet or from a government site or something, then they could do it because all the CR numbers and all of the shit is there. So look, when I just typed that in my phone, bro, see, because I don't want no mistakes about this shit. Hold on. When I just typed that in my phone, this is what it looked like in my phone, right? This is what it looked like in my phone. When I type it in my phone, this is what it looked like in my phone, right? And then I'm gonna click on it, boom. And when you click on it and enlarge it and click on the actual docket, this is what it looked like.
Okay.
Okay, so when you got that one with the red case number 414-CR-00088-RWS-SPM, you know you got the right docket number. And this right here is United States District Court against Dion Lamont Gatlin, Timothy Lamont Rush, Andre Alfonso Rush, and Lorenzo Ralph Gibbs. So them is the defendants, okay, right there. And all this shit should have been thrown out when the lady started on the mother agent, but they still didn't kept my man, and that shit don't make no sense. I don't understand it. So that's how you pull it up, right there. And no question. I did that last time, didn't I? On the last interview, or maybe we didn't put it up. But it should be no question of why anybody is saying, but what is this? I heard some people come back and say, oh yeah, but it just say she did all of it. She did it all.
Yeah, but see, that's when you got to tie the dots between Special Agent Jack Harvey.
Yeah, it's, I mean, not just Special Agent Jack Harvey, it's just her and me. a co-executive producer of the BMF TV show. Of course he ain't gonna say nothing about it. They still in business to this day. She on the red carpet. They chopping their bag up right now. Meech don't give a about.
Send his listeners to the Georgia Secretary.
But guess what though? Let me tell you the coldest part about this shit, Cuff. But me being out here still on this internet and watching what's going on and talking and got these young kids and so many motherfuckers to be able to get opinions from. In this day and age, bro, don't nobody even give a fuck no more. They don't care. Yeah, y'all don't care. Don't nobody care. I know that don't nobody care, so I don't want nobody to react no certain way. This ain't for that. This is just the same information that motherfuckers be trying to drop on all that this is for that crowd of people. So you know what's going on with when he come home and the real that's around understand what's going on. Fans gonna be fans, and we get that. I'm not trying to knock no for having no fans or no fan base or nothing. That hung up here probably called back. I ain't trying to knock no for having no fan or his fan base or none of that shit, but keep that sucker shit away from me. Period. Y'all can have that shit. I'd rather be with the kids, my nigga. This is a time for us to all be with our kids and shit. You know what I'm saying? We done got older. I'm 46, Cub, Big Meech 56. He 10 years older than me. Cub pushing 60 years old, man. Ain't got time for none of this shit. He got a good thing going on with his TV show and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Just come home and do his shit. All that other extra shit, it ain't it, bro. It ain't time for that. It ain't it. That shit, that day for us is over, man. And gotta, respect that. Let the youngins, our kids is out. His son is all into acting and doing his thing. You know, and let that shit be that. Let that shit be there. All the street shit and extra shit, we don't even need it. Cause niggas really ain't even trying to do nothing, for real. So, we could just let it just be where it's at. Know what it is. Cub work with the government. It is what it is, bro. I don't want to hear no argument. You can't be mad. He did it. I didn't do it. He did it. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't nothing to be mad about. It just is what it is, bro. You probably know that work with them people too. And I don't want to hear shit about, he did a debriefing and all that. Ain't that mother did a day in prison behind me, bro. Period. I ain't worked with these people to go get nobody or did none of that. I ain't did no 5K1s, Rule 35, downward departure, none of that shit. You feel me? So I don't want to hear none of that shit. I've been listening to that shit about that limo. Another thing I wanted to address, this Salsa. Well, they call him Sosa now, but I know him. I was introduced to the nigga's name was Salsa, like Salsa Verde, Salsa Dancing or whatever, right? He got this book out there, and in the book it's got my picture next to some paperwork, and it's explaining telling on this limo from back in 2008, okay? And he says in his book, this Bleu Davinci, the rapper told about this limo, everybody with his weird ass. I just need people to know, our fans that's on our side and that's paying attention and really following the real shit of what's really going on, that paperwork is Ralph Sims' paperwork that he got in that book. That ain't no paperwork from Bleu Davinci. Bleu ain't got no paperwork. When you pull the paperwork, I got all that shit screenshotted in here. When you pull the paperwork or read what he got in the book and match the paperwork to where it came from, you see it's Ralph Sims' prison minutes or whatever. Court minutes. I said prison minutes. It's Ralph Sims' court minutes and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, with this shit, and I got all this shit too. I got all this shit. You pull up Ralph Sims, BMF, limo, you put those keywords in the Safari search, it'll all come up and you can just read all this shit and be like, so these is that ratted on this BMF shit. And then keep my name out your mouth as it pertains to anything of the sort. You know what I'm saying? And you need to start paying attention to, for real, to be honest, what I feel, you need to start paying attention to what I've actually done for this situation inside of the culture of hip hop, as far as BMF is concerned. And not no drug selling shit. You know what I'm saying? This shit was about branding a company. Like, if anything, we showed our culture that it's possible to be from all over the United States of America, come together and brand something that will become a household name. You don't gotta just be from your neighborhood or just your neighborhood. Like, motherfuckers could come from all over the place and rep they shit how they rep it together in unison. You feel me? And brand something that could be big. You know what I'm saying? Now, a lot of people say, but you got to be selling drugs and you got to be doing. Nah, you don't got to be. You could do that shit in business. What about that got successful businesses from different areas and different places come together as some kind of crew and start moving together as a unit to show unity and to show black dollars starting to work together and shit like that. We got a bunch of entrepreneurs, bro, in the African-American community, right or wrong. We got a bunch of entrepreneurs, bro. It's nothing for that got like minds to get together and put their backs together for certain programs and certain things to do to show that we could brand. It don't gotta just be your brand of where you from. Like you could put other people with it, create some shit that's big. Just so hard with egos and shit like that for people to come together. You know what I'm saying? But that's the type of shit that I be on, that I be wanting to see. It's the BMF way. This is what the J-Bo shit is. All right. First of all, we're gonna backtrack to 2000 and I'm gonna say 2010. It was 2010. In 2010, no. Let me go back further. Let me go back before that. In 2008, before I was sentenced, I was in a Lovejoy or whatever, the holdover facility in Atlanta when you're waiting to go to the feds, right? So while I'm in this facility, they building a side. They're building and constructing a new side of the facility while I was housed there, okay? They was building it. I believe it was called F-Pods or something. It was a new side. I never had got to go to it. It wasn't done, I believe, when I got there. It wasn't done when I got there, okay? So I left and go to prison, right? And when I went to prison, I speed up. Here come 2010. They called us all, the government called all of the main BMF members back to court, okay, when Wu was coming in. That's how they scared. They automatically just writ you out of your prison. And they didn't tell me, they didn't ask me, none of that. McKnight, pack it up. And I'm like, for what? You going to court? I'm like, I'm finna get out in like 4-5 months. I'm going to court for. Like, damn, I think I'm finna get in trouble again. So I get to Tallahassee, number one. I get to Tallahassee. Guess who I ride back down to Atlanta from Tallahassee with 11 hours handcuffed to? Guess, take one guess.
Big Meech.
Big Meech. So it's my first time seeing him since he been locked up in 05. It's 2010, okay? So me and him handcuffed together. Now, do you imagine that the government did this on purpose, I guess? But we handcuffed together riding down. Now, we both, as far as I'm concerned, don't know what the they bringing us back. We trying to figure it out. What you think it's for? He thinking it's behind the Eric Pettis was talking some shit back then. I didn't even know the Eric Pettis. So he like, man, I think it's about this Eric Pettis, man. This been talking crazy, man. Might be some shit about him. I'm like, well, it can't be because I don't know this. Why would they be bringing me back for this shit? You know what I'm saying? Nah, it's got something else. So get down there. Now, when I get back to first of all, we stopped at the holdover in Atlanta. That's the middle. That's where where the bus come from, Tallahassee. Take you to the holdover in Atlanta. So when me and Meech got there, he on I think he was a medium at the time, and I'm a low. So they put me on a certain floor and they put him on a certain floor. So that's when we separated. So he gone and I'm gone. But I was housed in Lovejoy. I never was housed in the holdover right there at USP. So what they doing is they're sending me back to my housing unit that I was in before I got sentenced and went to prison. In the same place I was at before I went to prison, okay? The same unit, the same house, damn near the same cell. I went in 3 cells down from where I was at before. And a lot of people know this. If you go back to your old prison, you'll be in your same housing unit normally. If you violate or whatever and you go back to prison after you get out, you'll be damn near right where you left from, the same prison and the same unit, because you already got your paperwork and your shit is there. You're housed there. You feel me? So I was there. Now, if I'm not mistaken, these crew was arrested a year before me. And when they first start arresting all the BMF, they had them all where Young Thug and all them is at Rice Street, downtown and all these. A lot of them, it wasn't a bunch of BMF in the holdover where I was at. You know what I'm saying? From the beginning of the shit, they had them. See, I came a year later and they had me in Lovejoy in a new facility or whatever, you know, for the space that they had. That's where I went. And that's where I was classified in that unit. Now, I believe the F-Pod was for people that was coming in from different places, transit, that hadn't been housed, and then you get housed from F-Pod. So when you come there, that's where you go on the bus. But me, I had already been housed there, so they sent me back, I think, to D-Pod where I was at before. I know I was in the same unit I was in before. So what J-Bo said on the interview was, Oh, when they brought us all back to court, they had Bleu on one side and had us on another side. They had a separate T on us. They ain't never had no mother separate T on us, on none of us. They ain't had one on me. They ain't had one on J-Bo. Me and Meech was handcuffed together. How the they had a separate T on us? If me and Meech was handcuffed, rolled down from this place for all the way 11 hours together, handcuffed together. You feel me? He can't deny that. That's what we did. You know what I'm saying? So there was nothing, unless them had a separate T on me. I never seen no separate T. I never was a part of a separate T that I was aware of at all. Them, if they had been there in an E-pod or D-pod or whatever, that's where they would have went to when they came back there. They went to the first place they was classified to when they got there. That didn't mean that they was supposed to necessarily be with me. That's why he had to say, I don't have to see no paperwork. I know it's erratic. Because it ain't no paperwork to support that I told on nothing what he talking about. He said we was there about Wu. That mean pull the paperwork up that I was telling about Wu, that I told on Wu. That was Wu coming through while they brought the whole BMF back at that point to go to court. But we didn't have to go to court. They just brought us back so they scare Wu. That's how the prosecution worked. They get us all brought back and then they tell his lawyers, yeah, we got Bleu in the building, Big Meech in the building, J-Bo in the building, Ill in the building, D-Shot in the building, Bull in the building. You know, or whoever, Bull wasn't in the building, but you know, whoever that they got on that indictment, that's from BMF, they got them all back in the building. So can it do any of these people got information against you, or do you want to plea out? That's how they get you to plea out. Didn't nobody say nothing. From my understanding, nobody that came there said nothing. Nobody told. All from my clique, I believe, almost all from my clique, because it was like Crazy Cuzzo, Country Cuzzo, a couple of them from T-Side was in there. You know what I'm saying? But They ended up getting pulled back, I think, for that same situation. I think a couple did.
I want to point out something that he said in that interview that I don't think anybody picked up on. And that was, he said he knew you snitched because you weren't there, but then at the same time said the Big Meech wasn't there either.
No, because Big Meech, he wasn't, because Big Meech was already housed for pretrial in the holdover at the USP. That's where he housed that money. In the feds, bro, I don't know if y'all know this, but in the feds, bro, they don't just bounce you around everywhere where they want to. If you coming back through that state or that city or whatever, your ass going back to where you came from, where you was at before. If you had never been there before, then they'll take a pick of where they want to put you 500 miles away from in your sentence, around your sentencing district or whatever. That's where you got to be at in the feds. But in pretrial, you got to be in the area of your sentencing. So if my sentencing district is the Northern District of Georgia, then I have to be in the Northern District of Georgia for pretrial so they could bring me back and forth to get sentenced for preliminary hearings and all of this shit. So I was already in Lovejoy and them was in other jails, bro. That's the only reason probably why we was separated. Either that or That's the only reason. That's the only reason that it could have been, because that's where they was classified to go, and I had already been classified in that jail before, okay? But that ain't the point. I got the points to pull up. These is the points, because that happened in 2010, okay? So now we're gonna speed up to once I got out. Around sometime in 2012 or 13, I believe 2013. So this is after J-Bo saw me in jail and came up with the ideology that I had to be telling and I was a snitch. Because that happened in 2010 when he said that, what he was talking about. That was 2010. In 2013, when I got out, my man Dewey, shout out to Dewey, Southwest Detroit. He was real tight with Meech at that time. And he wanted to start doing parties with me in Detroit. It's the first person I was doing the parties with in Detroit. Everybody know I did a series of parties for like 5 years in Detroit, 4 years straight. I was doing parties, a couple parties every year through Dewey in Detroit, okay? BMF parties. But he had cleared it. He wanted to clear it through Meech to make sure that no matter what nobody was saying, these saying Bleu ain't no good. The rest of these is saying Bleu good. Bleu got his own crew that's going to dare you to say something about him to them. Okay, that's what's going on. So he like, man, I'm gonna ask dude, you know what I'm saying, what's up with Bleu before I contact Bleu and try to get him to start doing these parties. So he asked him, bro, what's up with dude? What's up with Bleu, man? I want to start doing these parties, man. What's up with dude? He good or are we with him? Like, what's up? And Meech told him, man, that's my, you know what I'm saying? Like, hell nah, he good, bro, 100%. Do what y'all got to do, man. Keep this name rolling or whatever. They had their conversation about him and Dewey from Detroit, Southwest. Everybody know what I'm talking about. That's from that way, okay? So we started doing the parties. So the first party we did, either the first or the second party we did, what I did was I pressed up hoodies for a bunch of the different, my homeboys that was still locked up. So I pressed up a free Ill Pesci hoodie, free Ill, the free Big Meech hoodie, the free J-Bo hoodies, and free Tito, I believe, free D-Shot. I believe everybody had it might have just been free J-Bo for the St. Louis, and that was for St. Louis. I don't know if I did them for D-Shot and the other homies. I did like the main ones, right? Press up a bunch of different hoodies so people could wear them at the venue. This event, J-Bo sent representation to my party, okay? Which was at the time a lady that's like his sister or a play sister or something. And she had artists and shit that was under J-Bo's label and all that. It was about 10, 12 people, 15, I don't know. A bunch of people, a few carloads of people drove from St. Louis to Detroit to attend this party, okay? Now, at this party, J-Bo's got a play brother named Lil Rob. Used to be one of my main mans back in the day. Y'all in my Raw Report DVDs and shit, but we got some paperwork that he told about some heroin. So I ain't want him in my party that night. And I told the St. Louis squad, like, look, we had a big ass BMF meeting that night, 100 there. 30 in the room for the meeting. I called, I say, listen, this was happening. Dog can't come in here and be getting no photo ops with all the homies because he got some paperwork that then came down the pipe. And, you know, we ain't trying to be involved with none of that shit. And, you know, when we weren't trying to beat him up, do nothing, we weren't on none of that. We just like, cuz you can't come in this party. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else straight or whatever, but you can't come. So I believe that's where the J-Bo got mad at, because that's his little man, because he had no other reason. Now, that's one instance. The J-Bo party. Talk to him on the phone, talk to his people. Everything is great, lovely. This is 3 years after he said that I was a rat. Now, speed up again. 2017, I'm shooting a little mini movie called The Gray Area in Atlanta. My man Montana from BMF that pull up in Atlanta, he pull up on me with J-Bo on the phone. Hey, bro, I got Jay Beezy on the phone. He put J-Bo on the phone. What's up, my what up? We had a regular conversation. Man, I'm finna get out next year. I'm finna be on, doing this, got the label. Boom, all right, man, I'm out here shooting a movie right now. I'm still keeping it cracking, my when you get out, get up with me, nigga. Let's get it back popping. Let's get some shit going. All right, for sure. Everything was cool. Everything was love. I got a that put me on the phone with him. It was on speakerphone, bro, standing right there next to me, listening to the conversation. Never told us nothing about Bleu being a rat. They would talk all the time, Montana and J-Bo. You know what I'm saying? J-Bo got cool with a lot of people they befriended a lot of people that was my friends on the streets. You know what I'm saying? And that's they his people, they my people, it's all good. But it wasn't no problem with nobody, homie. Until, I never knew it was no problem with J-Bo until Cuz got out and my started hitting me like, hey, you talk to Jay Beezy? I'm like, nah. He like, I wonder why this bring you up or saying nothing while we talking. I talked to the nigga and boo boo. I'm like, yeah, I ain't talked to the nigga acting weird, I guess, because I would have figured the nigga would have hit me, one of the first people he hit me when he got out. You know what I'm saying? But been doing all kind of weird shit for years and having a weird shit going on, you know what I'm saying? So I really don't give a fuck. But as far as the telling and all that, I take that shit serious, bro. I ain't gonna say you told, bro, if I ain't got no paperwork. So I just would appreciate if you didn't say I told if they ain't got no paperwork. You feel what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, bro, you can't just say, I know he is because they had him over here and they had us over there. You sound like a bitch. Like that shit, that's why I said in another spot, like when I see Cuz, I ain't want to talk too much about him on here because he locked up. He can't fend for himself, so I ain't gonna even say it no more. You know what I'm saying? But you know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cuz locked up. But I didn't know that didn't get cleared up on for this fan base. They needed that. You know what I'm saying? So everybody could go back and check the record. Y'all go look up Dewey. His name is Southwest BMF Legend on Instagram. Southwest BMF Legend. And y'all look him up and hit him with some DMs and ask him about all the shit that I just said, because he was dead set in the middle of it. He was with asking Meech, was I straight from back in the day, because he had to get Meech's, you know, Meech is the boss. He wanted to get his clearance. He's one of the younger homies than Meech in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? So he wanted to make sure it was cool to have Bleu in the DM. Because some say Bleu ain't no good. Let me ask himself, since I be on the phone with him. Meech, Bleu cool? Bleu that? What you mean? Hell yeah, nigga, that's gang. Run that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how them calls went. So where I went bad, where it didn't with me at, I'm still trying to figure out where it's at. And you know what I'm saying? Where it come from? It should come from who's popular, I guess, who got the TV show or the album, or you feel me, who's more popular as far as fame or whatever is concerned, or the industry or something. That's where all the people gravitate to.
A lot of people, they hear about you and, you know, you're falsely accused of these allegations. But let's talk about the guys who did actually snitch.
Right.
You know, I believe Doc Marshall is
He's
the main guy,
one.
right?
He was the main one, and don't nobody never talk about him, but he's the one that brought us down.
Can you tell me the story of how he got caught up?
Yeah, tried to do a home invasion at his house, and him and his man end up knocking one of the off, from my understanding, and shooting another one of the that had to run about the house. And when they ran about the house and the police got there and the detectives and all that got there, they they found a floor safe, and in the floor safe was a ledger. And in his ledger, he had like a lot of Southwest T and his crew's cars and payments and houses and apartments where they stayed at, and the payments and the due dates on the payment. It was his ledger, because he was the car and the crib man, you feel me? So like this, if you and this cameraman right here come get if you get 2 cars from me, a condo and a big ass house, mini mansion, and I get this 3 cars and 1 condo with an elevator in it, then I write down in a ledger on what day the mortgage or rent or whatever is supposed to be paid, what day the car notes is supposed to be paid, whose car is it, what car it is, the year, make, and model of the car, so I know what I'm doing. It's my books that I'm keeping so I can keep everything paid and keep everything straight. The police came and found that. So when the police came and found that, they start hitting houses on T&M's side. So they start hitting a house in St. Louis, Detroit, if I ain't mistaken, and all that. They wasn't even hitting us, because that was all they shit. That was with T&M. They wasn't with us like that. I think Meech probably had a couple little things from him that wasn't even getting idolized at the time, because we was out already. You know what I'm saying? We had been left them situations and them properties. You know, we was already going to Miami and further to even Texas and New York and shit. So we was already gone. But when that happened, because when that happened, we was still around. That's the reason why we actually really left.
Let me backtrack. He wasn't even really messing with Meech.
Who?
Doc Marshall.
I mean, I don't know. That's their business. I don't know how much he was messing with Meech. I know I heard Meech and them say before, we ain't with the car man. We're going to let the car man do cars. And then next thing you know, you hear in the paperwork that he was having bricks and shit. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? So however it go, that's their business, what they was doing. It was just up business. It wasn't done right. You ain't supposed to give the car man the bricks and the house man. You know what I'm saying? So.
Do you know how they flipped him?
Who? I mean, shit, they offered him.
Marshall.
They offered him life or something, and he started telling. He was already on the run for some shit. Then they offered him some time, and he wasn't finna take that time, and he started doing what they do. And telling on everything that he knew and how it was going. They were flying his ass around on a private jet to tell on. Yeah, to go to a trial or whatever. See, all that was going on, bro, a whole year before I even got picked up. Like, say that I told, right? But imagine this, bro. Imagine a whole BMF except for like 2 people get picked up last year, a year ago, like over 365 days type shit. Meaning that they paperwork went to the grand jury before that even, for them to even get indicted to get picked up. They had got picked up. Meech, J-Bo, all the. A year later, I got picked up. How the I told on them? That shit don't even make sense. That's why they were trying to use that limo shit, because the limo information came out at the same time that I was finna get sentenced. So it could kind of look like, oh look, this went and with them people and then got sentenced. He told them he got the sentence that he got because he told them about this limo. No. Ralph Sims told them about that limo, man. Not Bleu Davinci. Let's get this shit right once and for all. Ralph Sims, Ralphie, J-Bo's man. That is J-Bo's man that J-Bo brought around. Okay? The same when he came do the home invasion in LA, ran all out the house, he had the 357 and didn't bust and then ran with it. Yeah, that's the same that ended up in the 190s in my hood trying to my little homies and shit after everybody was in jail and shit. You know what I'm saying? And my homeboys, not just my little homies, my homeboys. Cole was out there trying to where we was long gone in the wind. You feeling me?
Okay, the raids start going down. From your perspective, what happened?
We got the gone. We jumped on the tour bus and hit it. And Lil Pee Wee tried to get on the tour bus that was supposed to allegedly shot at Lil Wayne's tour bus, Roscoe. We named Bull from my cousin Bull named Lil Pee Wee Roscoe, if didn't nobody know. Yeah, BMF named Roscoe. His name was Lil Pee Wee, and when we met him, he had a little snotty nose and shit. And that Bull like, man, nigga, you little Roscoe. You look like little Roscoe from Martin. You know, little Roscoe. Remember little Roscoe on Martin? The little kid with the runny nose and shit used to always be, you Martin. I'm little Roscoe. That's where Roscoe get his name from. But little Roscoe snuck on the bus. One time when we ran from Miami, he like, come on, Meech, man, let me go. Meech like, nah, man, there's some real shit going on, man. You was a kid, man. You got to stay. This little motherfucker went hid behind a refrigerator on the tour bus. In the cabinet, up under the cabinet and shit. Behind a refrigerator on the tour bus and rolled for hours, like 3 hours or something before he came out. Damn near probably died up under that shit with that heat from that refrigerator on that tour bus and the engine and shit down there. And he came from up under that motherfucker in the middle of the bus, way down there, talking, niggas like, what the And he was just with us and shit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas, a lot of don't know that, huh?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, man.
Yeah, we got history out here, man. It's better to just learn some of this history than try to ridicule or say who's wrong or right. We got a lot of history, man, a lot of cool shit for people to tap into, click on, and learn about from our era when, you know what I'm saying, especially a lot of people want to know from the BMF TV show. Like, that BMF TV show is showing a lot of information on Big Meech being a youngster and growing up. It's not giving you, as of yet, it's not giving you the information on the BMF that you know from social media. That BMF Entertainment Incorporated with all them cars and all the jury and all the clubs throwing all the money and catching the bodies and beating up and having fights, getting lumped up and getting shot on our side and all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's, to me, that's my BMF that I was involved with. I wasn't involved with none of that shit that people see on Stars. As far as right now, you know what I'm saying?
Not yet. It'll get there, I'm sure.
They contacted me. Stars is reaching out through people. You know what I'm saying right now? Yeah, they reaching out because they know they didn't say that they doing they doing some more shit, and they ain't got all the information that they didn't, all the research and shit then finally really came back, and then people in the building that ain't controlled by the narrative from Meech and what everybody else got going on, or the information that they fed them, and they learning all of the rest of the shit and the rest of the people and so many interesting characters that didn't die, like Baby Blue. They don't tell you, ain't heard nothing about Baby Blue with this BMF shit. He was the biggest celebrity out of BMF, bro. He's bigger than Meech at that time, bigger than Blue, bigger than all of us, to the people, to the crowd of people and the people was around. Dating Megan Good and Eva Marcille at the same time and shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's other characters and other people. You got Bull and still even D-Shot and Ill. Bro, Ill is one of the main characters, bro, from BMF, bro. Go read about it and go look at the tabloids. No disrespect or no nothing taken from ED and all the rest of the homies that helped ground Meech from back in the day. Before all the BMF shit, when it was 50 boys and they was trying to find their way, shouts out to all them brothers. But this era that I was a part of is the hype shit, is the shit that TV won't. For real. It's the shit that people know about, the shit that people still in this generation witness that's around right now. That's still outside going to clubs and shit. They was there. You know what I'm saying? That's what people want to see. And that's what you're getting with my project and this motion picture. You finna get the LA shit, you feel me? You finna get the Atlanta shit, you finna get the New York shit, you finna get the Miami shit, you finna get all that shit rolled in one fire-ass motion picture. You feel me?
Did Doc Marshall ever make any statements against you?
Yes, Doc Marshall was the reason, bro, why I had to plea out. Doc Marshall made the statements that he seen me receive 80 to 100 kilos on at least 6 occasions or something like that. Okay, and then he had one time that he knew for a fact, and it was 4th of July, 2003. So if I didn't have no alibi about being at my house basically being at my house, it wasn't even about did I receive the drugs. It was just, was I here on July 3rd, 2003 is what my lawyer asked me. And I was at my house, I had a 4th of July party, July 4th. I had a 4th of July party that day. Or maybe it was on the 3rd because it was a Saturday, it was the day before. I don't know, it was for the 4th of July. It was a party at my house and I hosted it. So I was at my house all day. I sent runners to go to the store. I never left my house. The weed came to me, the drink came to me. the meat to put on the grill. People was in the pool. I'm in the studio, downstairs in the studio and shit. I never left my house. So he was like, yeah, if you ain't got nowhere else that you could put yourself in that day, it's gonna be hard. That's because he's saying that he's seen you do it this many times, but he know for sure you did it on this day because y'all was here, y'all was in this garage, this time after a party, everybody had left the party, and after everybody had left, a limo came and blah, 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 blah. And he told a bunch of shit, but a bunch of told on me, bro. I got like 12 statements, main statements. More people even made statements, but the main statements that had my lawyer like, bro, we not gonna be sitting here going back and forth with all this shit and all this shit. Some of this shit you did. Some of it I didn't, was lying, but some of it I did. And he was like, bro, we'd do better just going to get a plea than trying to fight all this shit, going to trial for all this shit. Then you get 17 years because they pinch you on the 4th of July, and then they're gonna ask you, okay, well, if you didn't do it on 4th of July, have you ever done it? And then you under oath, or they put you on a polygraph, and then you fail it, and then you don't gotta go under oath because you already felt it, so they just gonna charge you. He like, it's a bunch of shit that go with that shit. He's like, we'd do better, bro, just taking a little 9 years. They basically offering me 9 years at the time. I ended up doing 5.5, but they offered me 9. But they was offering me 9 on the wrong pretense. They was offering me 9 under an average role, and they should have been convicting me under a minor role. So at my sentencing, we moved for a minor role reduction. So I came out of that average role, and because they couldn't prove that none of that shit about what he was saying, it was just his statements. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't prove I had the drugs, and none of that was a conspiracy. So since they couldn't prove it, then they had to go with the majority statements, and the majority statement said that I was loading cars, counting money, that my role wasn't that of a boss in the conspiracy or a leader in the conspiracy. Most people was like, nah, Bleu do the music. Yeah, he probably done did this before. I done seen him do this, but he wasn't controlling no traffic. That's what he was telling the police. And so at the end of the day, when the statements were compiled, everybody that had like statements in my case, all was convicted of a minor role. And they were still holding me at an average role, like solely at an average role. So my attorney waited until we went to sentencing. He knew it the whole time. Once he got all the discovery and all of the shit and looked at everything, he was like, hold on. All these 13, the main snitch, which was Doc Marshall, was said this about. And these 3 or 4 people said this about. And it's the reoccurring statements. Yeah, we seen them loading and counting. We seen them loading and counting. We seen them loading and counting. It was the same statements that got picked up. You feel me? And those statements constituted in a minor role accusation. Since this was saying he had seen me, the rest of these didn't say this, but this said he see, and they star witness. Everything he say they believe it. Oh, you seen Bleu do 60 or 100 of them? How many? More than 200? Okay, then we finna charge him with 150 or more. And that's at an average roll. You feel me? But they couldn't prove that he seen me with all them bricks. And most of the majority statements said I was just counting money and loading cars. So they going with the majority statements in the court's eyes. You feel me? So now Bleu should have the same minor role like the rest of these defendants on his case. If you looked at the beginning of this BMF shit, when the Source magazine did they breakdown and shit, and they got the DEA BMF family tree, the first one, the initial one, I'm the underboss right under Meech. It's Eric Bivens up under T, and it's Bleu Davinci up under Meech. It wasn't until got picked up and start telling what was going on that they said, oh, they knocked Bleu down. Oh, man, Bleu wasn't doing the drug shit like that. Bleu. He might have did some shit, but he wasn't doing it like that. Bleu. Everybody's saying it's this J-Bo. Yeah, the junior boss. He's the one everybody keeps saying, J-Bo, junior boss. His name is in the mix. We even put him as the what's the name? As the underboss. So then once that shit hit the courts, all that family tree was switched around. People was moved around, and I was brackets up under that shit once we got to court. I was way down here with the drivers and that was loading cars and shit like that. You feel me? And they never scrutinized BMF Entertainment Incorporated, my company. That shit never went to court. Never got nothing filed against it, nothing. That's why the snitch, bro, Tammy Cowens is able to go and do business as BMF Entertainment because they never came after that shit. When they tried to hit Meech for some money laundering, which would have probably tried to connect him to some BMF Entertainment shit, I sent $366,000 worth of receipts to the court. They're like, how you bought this Ferrari then if you was making legal money? And I sent the receipts. And that was from one club, Crowbar, here in Miami. We did like 566, 582 or something between January and June of 05.
In prison.
Oh, it's love. Like, everybody love BMF, dog. Like, because it's love. Like, we have so much love for so many different people. And people done caught some of that love from they people somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So once you get to a place like prison, where it's people from all these different states there that then got the report from their cousins, they homeboys and shit on the street, like, man, them came through here, showed love. I with this, I with that. We with them BMF. So now next thing you know, when you get to prison, a bunch of niggas like, nah, boy, y'all showing love out there, boy, nigga. It was all love, you know what I'm saying? I ain't had no problem. I had one fight over a card game in prison, bro. I didn't even have no fights like that or none of that shit. I wasn't in California state prison where I got to go in there and fade every day because I'm from one I know and a different coming in that mother that's from somewhere else. We got a problem with. I got to fight everybody who I got a problem with in LA counties and jails where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? Since I was in the South, it wasn't even no whole lot of Crips and shit there. There was a few Crips on the compound. It wasn't even that kind of movement, you know what I'm saying, there. It was just more like racially broken, you know what I'm saying? White, Hispanic, and then blacks type shit, and then others.
Okay, now I interviewed Terrence Gangster Williams, and he was locked up with Meech.
Uh-huh.
And he said in there, like, Meech had, like, everybody following him, and he even said he had, like, dudes claiming BMF and everything.
Yeah, I done seen a bunch of come home from prison BMF.
And you said 25 guys would be around him all the time?
Yeah, and let me tell you what was shocking with these guys. Some of these guys were leaders, were dudes from other cars and cliques, and they started getting BMF, EIN Entertainment on their neck, on their left side of their neck, representing that BMF clique, man. That's what blew me. Yes.
And caught that bug, caught that wave of that bug. But that's how Meech is, bro. Meech is a cool dude, bro. If you get a chance to be around it and shit, you can be like, damn, man, why this had to do that shit? You feel me? Because he a cool ass, you know what I'm saying? He a real down to earth. He like this Meech, he like this. Yeah, man, shit, you already know. We finna go out tonight, get up. I'm talking about, I'm probably finna bring 100 in that motherfucker tonight. Shit, all my man, them bring probably 10 a piece or something, 20 a piece. Them coming in, we coming that bit 300, 400,000 that mother. Who gonna stand up with us? We want all the champagne. Talking about, oh, there ain't no ones left in the club, Meech, let us get some ones. Hold on, y'all got to wait till we get done with them. That's how Meech is. He was always a cool, laid back, fun to be around, bro. I can't take that from the nigga. I'm gonna keep stressing that shit. Like, I love it. I'll tell anybody, I love the Meech, bro. Just because the nigga got the paperwork and worked with the government and did all that shit, it's just something he did. You feel me? It don't mean that he didn't do all the shit that he did do for me and others. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful and all that shit for even for DJ Pooh put me around him to elevate my shit and for to be able to spin the bag on my dream and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm not grateful and not thankful and not still happy to have been a part and be a part of BMF and all, help create what we know as BMF Entertainment Incorporated with all the that was on the stage and all them places and together living in them houses, whether they're pushing the bag or pushing the entertainment. I appreciate it all. I wouldn't do it no different if I had a second chance to do it. You feel me? I wouldn't. I probably would encourage some other motherfuckers to do it a little different, but I would do it the same, gang. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that shit. I love that BMF shit. I'm a part of that shit. I am, that's why I always be telling I am BMF. Like, you still with BMF? What you mean? I am BMF. Oh, Big Meech is BMF. He is BMF. J-Bo BMF. J-Bo is BMF, bro. Bull, Tito, D-Shot, Ill, Baby Blue, nigga, Mondo, everybody, all the is still BMF. The world is BMFs, bro. That's what we said. That shit don't change. For me, the world is still BMFs. Look, they got TV shows going on. We got motion pictures coming. Everybody's still talking about it. Popping merch off and shit. Everybody want to put the logos on and shit. You feel me? Everybody, everywhere, you know some from BMF around. Damn near every club in America, you go in, claim some BMF somewhere in that mother. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it was for, bro. It's really for unity. I took it more as for unity than for drugs or entertainment or anything, bro. It was for unity.
I seen that there was one white guy from BMF.
One white guy from BMF, who? There's been a couple white boys from BMF. It's different people from BMF, bro. Cubans. One of the OGs from BMF. It's Mondo. It's another Mondo. We got two Mondos, bro, from BMF. We got old school Cuban Mondo, that Meech old plug and shit from back in the day from Miami. I'm a Cuba, dog. Hey, dog. He talk like that. Hey, dog, I am Mondo, dog. And then we got the Mondo from Hollandale with the gas.
This guy I was talking about was Stephen White Boy Gore.
Oh, White Boy. Yeah, that's White Boy. He was around, but I mean, see, you got to remember, bro, some people was a part of BMF, Black Mafia family, and then some people was around as BMF Entertainment Incorporated, the entertainment and everybody being around partying. So you got different facets of it. It's not like just because it said he from BMF, well then what drugs he was pushing and how was he connected and what limo did he have? And they ain't that, bro. 90% of these people that you see saying they from BMF, they had no parts in that. They part of BMF, the conglomerate, BMF, the movement, BMF, the, not saying that they didn't sell drugs or whatever, wherever they from. I ain't saying that. I'm just saying with the main core from BMF, know who that is. It's already out there in the media. You ain't got to ask, was this person involved, unless they probably was one of the homies from LA that never went to prison for the shit, so their name ain't really in the paperwork and all that shit. My homeboys and shit that didn't get caught up for the BMF shit. There wasn't nobody there to tell on them.
A while back, I was watching an interview with Jim Jones.
Capo.
And he was talking about that he had got into
how we
with
first
some
got
dudes
in,
from
how we
BMF.
first met each other, how we all first met each other. One night, it was like Memorial Weekend, and we had all agreed as BMF that we wasn't finna go out this weekend to the clubs because we had like 3 or 4 mansions in the city. So we were just gonna do different mansion party, do a different house on each night and throw a party, our own parties each night. We had the crowd to do that. So some of the homies from Macon, that was part of BMF, Mactown them, they come in, they drive up from Macon, and they call themselves being slick. And hold on, let's just stop at the club right quick before we even get to the house with these. They ain't even know we out here yet. Before we can't go out nowhere, and we just all in the house and shit. So they gonna stop at and Mactown them know when they see this shit, they gonna know. I know what I'm talking about. They stop at Old Mansion, and these go to popping the bottles. They go upstairs and they get their bottles and they start popping the bottle and doing all this dumbass shit that we never did. This shit, shaking the bottle, letting it squirt. So the shit is coming down, and Jim Jones them is walking in the club and the champagne is coming down, and they looking up like, what the, and the champagne just wet them all up and shit. And however that happened, I wasn't there for that. But they supposed to have ran up the stairs. Jim Jones then went upstairs and got it popping. They cut one of the homies from Macon, $150 to pop, like on the arm or something. They had a big ass fight with Jim Jones and them that night, right? And then, so they come to the house all mad, leaking and shit, blood and shit, like, man, we just got into it with Jim Jones, them niggas and blue. And Meech like this, here go Meech. He was like, shit, man, I told you we wasn't going out. I told niggas. That's exactly why I said we ain't going no more. We gonna have to some up, cause you want to go out. Cause you is going, you the only that then went out and some shit didn't happen. Everybody else just chilling. Look, niggas smoking weed over there, rolling up, Blue running around. We having a ball and you go get into it, not goddamn. So now what did that do? That create a little tension, but he still like, they want to go out and get the Meech like, nah, we ain't going nowhere. We ain't doing that, right? So now the next night, some other was out on the strip, some other shit that happened. So everybody keep coming back to the house reporting what's happening on the beach and shit. Oh, this happened. So it's just kind of pumping everybody up to a certain extent. And then Meech was like, hey, man, we just gonna go out. Blue, get the t-shirts. So I opened up a few boxes of t-shirts. We put all these white t-shirts on and go walking up the strip. First month club we get to, first one we going was Mansion, the one they fought in last night. So we go in mansion. Who's on the stage performing again? Well, the first night, I guess they were just coming to the club. This night, they had a performance there. Dipset is on the stage performing when we walk in, and MacTown them is in the front, because they big old corn-fed, big old country, you know what I'm saying? So they coming in like looking like security, but they D-boys. But they coming in first. But they slick looking for these. There they go. They march right to the stage. But now it's like 30 of us, bro. 35 of us. We deep in it. We all walk to the stage, and they up there with Fat Joe, right? So, boom, 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 right? So, didn't even do nothing. We had like BMF towels and got their shirts and swinging the towels around. We just down in the crowd, but we all like came to the front of the stage, so we didn't move their crowd that was singing and dancing. And 30 with BMF shirts on is at the front of the stage looking up. And so I think that Cam, Capo wasn't even really paying attention, I think. I think it was Cam that went to, if I ain't mistaken, it might have been Capo. I don't remember exactly how it went, because I was there for this night though. But one of them went up to Fat Joe and started telling him like, man, that's these BMF. Told you we had gotten into it with these lads. I know he was telling them that, putting him on gang. You know, Fat Joe, the Terror Squad, the muscle down here in Miami, especially at that time, they were running heavy. All them up fat to pop you. You know what I'm saying? So, boom. These killed the set, like, right then. Like, went and talked to everybody, talked right quick on why they was performing on stage. And like, that we out of here. Boom, they just got off stage and hit it. So, well, I'm thinking they finna go up to VIP or something. I'm like, now it's like they finna go up to VIP, and then some girls came out, oh my God, we just seen Jim Jones and Cameron outside in the alley. So like, oh, them getting away. Come on, boom. So everybody run out the club. And we trying to chase these down, but they've been gone for probably about 7 minutes, 8 minutes walking on South Beach back to their hotel, or however they got back to their hotel. I think they was walking, because we was all walking and shit. We so deep back then. So they get to their hotel. Everybody's saying it, like as we walking, they fans and shit that they didn't already pass, that we coming across now is all saying, oh, we just seen Dipset, look, I got my picture. They talking to each other like, this way, they going, you know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, this way. They talking about them this way. You know what I'm saying? So we get to the front of that was you there that night? We got to the front of the hotel, and so this is what happened. We got to the front of the hotel though. We got to the front of the hotel, that ill. Shout out Ill, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Ill, man. I love this nigga to death, bro. I ain't gonna lie. This Ill say, yo, hold up, son. He from Brooklyn. Yo, hold up, son, from Flatbush, matter of fact. He like, yo, hold up, son. Yo, hold up. Forget these. Y'all see the fat right there? I grew up with that. That's my man. That's Chubbs, man. Don't nobody touch that. And so we look at it like, damn, you saving from over there? Like, what the? Like, that's just Dipset. We just got to get him. Like, he like, nah, that's my man from the city. You know what I'm saying? So he like, so I said, all right. I said, then look, me and Razcast was on tour with the Joel Santana. I been knew this before they was even doing the Dipset shit. Don't nobody touch Joel Santana then. So then it was like, all right, then, don't touch Joel Santana and don't touch the fat. Everybody else, them niggas get them. And we start running at them niggas, ran inside the hotel and all that shit. He'll tell you the same story. Like, we was outnumbered them. Not that they were just scared, but we was BMF. Like, at that time, in that day, deep, the t-shirts is coming after you. You getting up out of there. It ain't like how we moving now and we popping shots and it's just whatever. Like, we moved as a force, bro. And knew when them t-shirts came, them t-shirts coming with hands, feet, straps, elbows, bottles, everything. It's like a mad mob just mauling everything in its way. And knew, you know what I'm saying? Even if you got 15, you like, man, this. These ain't playing fair. And it's all in the parking lot with them and shit on them, out ready for these to come out and shit. Hell no, we ain't with these. They didn't put this demo down a few times. We done with that. But them that did it the right way though, because they had made the right phone calls. They talked to the right. They had people that knew people, or they themselves actually probably knew a little bit knew people from our side. So Ill was able to speak with his Muslim Mafia brothers that was speaking on behalf of Dipset, now Cameron actually at that point in time, because Jim Jones came to the meeting the next day. Cam just didn't come. But Capo came. But Cam didn't come to the actual meeting that we had, sat down and ate the fish and shit at the hotel like gangsters. You know what I'm saying? Bunch of niggas, big old table, Meech, all these niggas, these bosses, the Muslim Mafia bosses, Meech them. I was in that motherfucker. Some of the real reputable homies was around the table and shit. We ate, broke bread, and they squashed that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and then me and Capo have been cool ever since. You know what I'm saying? We still cool as far as I'm concerned to this day. You know, I was running around with that heavy when I first moved to Miami, matter of fact.
Yeah, Jim Jones said that he had to sit down with Meech to squash it. Yep.
Yeah, he did. He sat down with the homie. I ain't call no lie. That sat down. He had the heart to sit down too. You know what I'm saying? We could have did anything. We deep as like they don't really get it, bro. How I know be deep though. Nowadays, everybody be deep. Back then, it still was like these deep as you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't all foreigns. It ain't just like the rapper pulling up with the foreign or just Meech got a foreign. 27 foreigns pulling up. He's like, God damn, these niggas deep as money. These niggas having they weight. This watch out. It smell like money. God damn. It was one of them things, boy, we was moving around them streets. Real G shit.
People. And I'm gonna ask this question, but I don't want people to think like I'm looking for some funny shit. But I heard that Diddy and Meech were really close.
Yeah. They was homeboys. Meech, Diddy was Meech's industry partner. Meech ain't have a whole lot of industry partner. Most of the industry guys I was dealing with because I was doing the music. And their relationship subsequently is with Meech as well because Meech and me is together. And he the big dog. So everybody like, yeah, Meech my man. I with me a bit, but all the business, if you look at the records, it wasn't Meech and Bun B doing records. It wasn't Meech and Fabulous doing records. It wasn't Meech's video getting shot by Benny Boom. This was me doing business with all of the entertainment people. You know what I'm saying? But everybody know Meech. He's the boss. He's the big homie. You know what I'm saying? That's how that shit went. Puffy was Meech's friend. Like, I ain't know Puff like that. I've been around Puff a couple times with Meech and shit. A couple parties, they tried to... Now, I was at one party, I thought they tried to assassinate Meech, motherfucking Diddy at CIAA in Carolina. Look, we all at this party, right? It's at a hotel. You know, them big-ass lobbies, a convention center shit in a hotel or whatever, a ballroom or whatever. We all in that motherfucker for CIAA. So as soon as I get to a spot where I can really stand and see everything right, I'm close as to Puff. Nigga, Puff like from here to the door, like past the door, a little past this door where we at, probably like 15 feet away from me, bro. And I'm like, oh, this Puff right here. I had just told my this right here, all these niggas getting busy. Party, we right here, nigga. Soon as I go to turn it up, I thought it trying to shoot me. It was like, bow, 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 bow. Like, oh, they trying to get Puff. The niggas tackled Puff like he was the president, got him down. We went, I didn't know who was shooting, we didn't know who was shooting. I went and got behind one of these big ass silver refrigerator, double door refrigerators that was on the wall of the room. Everybody was running, trampling each other and shit. I was like, I ain't getting in that shit. To squeeze myself in between, behind the refrigerator, waited till all that shit cleared out. Didn't even nobody knew I was back there. All you could see is people just running past. I'm like, hell yeah, these idiots don't even know, bitch. I ain't getting in that shit with them folks. But that was Meech, man. Like, they went on trips before on the boat. Meech ain't never did no freaky shit. I already know that. I can vouch for that. He ain't on no freaky shit or doing no shit like that. Meech had him a couple of bras that he dealt with. He didn't even deal with no plethora of females and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? He kept his shit gangster. You know what I'm saying? So.
But somebody tried to kill Puff?
I believe so. I'm just saying, I believe somebody tried to assassinate Puff in the club. It's people that's going to be in these comments that was there at CIAA at that party where niggas start shooting that Puff was standing on the stage. And it was at the part where he was getting his shine. It could have been some hitting at somebody else. It just was, I was standing close where Puff was at. The gunshots was close where Puff was at. I was looking at Puff and how they got him down and out the way and all the shit. It was like, I felt like they were trying to assassinate Puff, but at the same time, around that time, it was Dolph and Gotti and them was beefing. Rest in peace, Dolph. Dolph and Gotti and them was beefing. That was the year before the 100 shots. That first year was the Puff, or it might have been that same year. It might have been. I might be wrong. I got to ask Tone Berg. I know he was with me. But it might have been that same year, but either the year before that same year, they shot at Puff, and then they did the 100 shots. That's when I said, I ain't going down to this CIAA shit no more. Cause I'm not looking to kill nobody or get in no shootouts for nothing. Like that shit just start getting dumb. I'm like, bro, we gonna have to demo it for nothing. Like we don't have no beef, no kind of nothing. The shit is gonna come from the event. Like, you know what I'm saying? That kid get killed over the event. I just hate it, bro. That's just for like rest in peace, motherfucker, King Von. King Von got killed at an event. That shit wasn't planned. They wasn't just beefed out. They might have had a couple little words at some point in time that always could have been rectified over some blunts, you know what I'm saying, a bag, a show or something. But he lost his life coming out of one of them events. That's why to me, like back in the day, at 30, 40 of us, like I'm always the oppressor at the events. And if I ain't planning on going, moving like that and doing that, I'm not finna be at them events for nothing. Now, I could be getting paid and going to an event, then I had the security and the staff in there that is supposed to be there as layers and measures to protect. But unlike back then, we had security and we didn't give a security just for show. I'm bombing on the first and bussing. Security, they better watch out. We bussing. We getting busy. We Crips and shit and Bloods and Crips and from New York, that's gangster street. Like we with the shit. Like we don't need no motherfucking security, just a good look. Like, oh, security walking in. That was our entertainment look, was the security. And we got all the rappers and shit got securities. Niggas like, put some black shirts on them big. Let's go. Until they start hiring real securities, you know what I'm saying? Like House, shout out Hamza. House used to be Jay-Z security. And shit was Jeezy security once we all fell. House, Hamza, he was Meech's number one for a few years. You know what I'm saying? When Meech had security moving around.
I seen that there was a situation with Gucci and he kept some guy's money for a verse or something like that.
Oh, the fight at Jazzy T's. Okay, so yeah, we got in this big bar brawl at Jazzy T's one year. And it was Jeezy and Gucci was performing So Icy at Jazzy T's. And a group of guys from Scottsdale, Georgia, showed up at the event and they was deep. They wasn't no punks. They was grown ass men, not no little kids or none of that. These was grown men with big beards back then, before the big beards was cool. You know what I'm saying? So, like when they had got done performing the song, like we BMF and them up deep with Gucci and Jeezy. And that was coming at Gucci, saying a bunch of shit. Oh, you know what it is, nigga. You know what you did, nigga. You did them boys like that. But we didn't know what was going on. That shit is Gucci's business. I never would have knew what was going on until I found out later on when I was in prison. But anyway, dude was talking long enough for one of the homies from BMF, Tito, to dead arm sock cuz like, cause the dude kept saying like, hey BMF, this ain't got nothing to do with y'all. This ain't got nothing to do with y'all. This bitch ass know what he do. He was just disrespecting and we was with dog. You know what I'm saying? So one of the homies just stole on cuz, boom, and that just started the whole shit. So all of us start fighting. It was a big ass bar brawl. Jeezy ran. Gucci was fighting. Everybody else was fighting. I was watching because at that point I had fought for a few years. So I was brought in to fight. Baby Blue had a whole crew, was mixing shit. You know what I'm saying? We had that was younger. The crew under us was doing a lot of the fighting. I get to sit back and see who ain't fighting and who feel like they don't need to fight. I was a boss position at that point. You know what I'm saying? I ain't have to. I could if I want, but I ain't have to. I was putting shit in the blender. It was going in comas right in front of our eyes and shit, right? So the crazy part about that story is we left, we won.
Did Gucci fight?
Yeah, Gucci got down. He had to. This shit was about him. Soon as Tito hooked off on it, we all start fighting. Everybody that was right there started. Then certain backed up, like, because it's getting handled. Like, after a while, we're going to be fighting each other because we mixing this shit up. Just down on the ground and we on top. So if more keep coming on, you know how that be. You be socking your own mans and shit. After a while, back up and let continue to handle that. And as long as it's under control, ain't nobody getting up or nothing. We got to step in. It's certain Bull, Big Cuz, Baby Blue. I think Big Cuz was fighting that night. But, I mean, Baby Blue and them fighting. But Meech, J-Bo, Bull, Blue, certain ain't fighting, ain't gotta fight at this point. It's other crews under us and other connected that's around with us, Macon, Mactown, it's these different that's around fighting. Just 8 deep with their own crew from Macon, they beat. You feel me? I got homies from Cali. Baby Blue got the little homies and he didn't came from Alabama with, they mixing. Then you got from Detroit, grown big ass, swole, cocky Mike, he put in comas. That shit just going crazy. Gucci was getting down, Jeezy ran. Jeezy, I seen it run out the club. I seen him with my own 2 eyes, nigga. Everybody else that was there, y'all seen it. Nigga like, oh man, I f with Jay. I f with Jay music, but we gotta put these people on the floor for who they is and what they done did and with their characters, bro. Cause that's what it is. We'll put mine on the floor and try to all day, right? But we gonna put everybody's character on the floor. Cuz ran, all right, next. I get to prison. Hold on, I get to prison. Boom. Come get me. As soon as I get in that motherfucker, bro, come get me, come to my cell like, bro, out here wanna holler at you. I'm like, damn, bro, the guy in this motherfucker, they want a squad. Like, I'm thinking I gotta fight. So I didn't pull my shit up, put the string around my waist, put my little batteries from out my bag, from my Walkman in the sock, tied that shit in a knot at the end, tied in another knot from around my hand. Boom. I'm like, then I got the batteries in the sock on the ass. I'm finna get busy. So I got my shit. It's in my oranges in my pocket. So I walk out the day room. I'm like, what's up? My bad. I'm like, what's up, man? Like, well, who was this? He like, bro, you remember me? So I back up a little bit. I'm like, nah. Like, who is you? What's up? He like, for Scottsdale, nigga. Don't remember we got to it at Jazzy T? We ran down on Gucci. And I'm like, oh, I knew exactly what he was talking about. I'm like, oh shit, you was there? He was like, I was one that got put in a coma. So I finna pull this shit out at that time. So I go to yanking. He like, nah, bro. It ain't like that, though. It ain't like that. We were telling and it had nothing to do with BMF, bro. We wasn't never supposed to fight y'all. And that's how the conversation started. And that told me. This is what he told me. He said he was a coach for a football team in Scottsdale of kids. And they made a song and it was called Black Tea. And they paid Gucci Mane to get on the song, to do a verse on the song. But then Gucci Mane liked the song so much in the studio and liked this verse or whatever he did with it so much, he did it for them and gave it to them, but he also took it and put Jody Breeze, I believe Gorilla Zoe and some other on it, and it popped off in Atlanta on the radio. I do my thing in my black tee, hang in my black tee. That song from Gucci Mane in his early days was supposed to be some football playing kid song, and that's what these came at Gucci was about. But Gucci made his bag off that motherfucker. That bitch was all, he doing shows and everything off that bitch. Gucci ate off that. That was Gucci song. We never knew nothing about no football playing kids. That Gucci no shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's what that whole little story was about. Nothing major. Hold on, let me clear up the shit about Gucci and robbing and being with us. So I want people to understand something, bro. We always with WAP, bro. Guwap is my, like, I don't give a what nobody say, even what he say. That's my, you know what I'm saying? Because we always been cool. Me and Gucci never had a problem. We always seen eye to eye. We was always cool. Even when he got mega big, it was still not no big me, little you between me and Gucci. Even when I was up there with and he was coming in and, you know what I'm saying, on his shit low key, it was never, we was always cool and always good. Even to recent times, people seen in the tabloids when his Ferrari got crashed out here in Miami at the club, and the people, not crashed, but the people, yeah, they crashed it when they towed it from the back of the club. We parked at the back of the CVS. I parked my Dawn. He parked his Ferrari, and the club told us to park there. And to come in the club is his event. We come in, he do his hosting. We come out, the cars is gone. We got to go get the cars out the impound. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, we go get the cars out. So I've been with him, and that was like 2000 and, that was like, I don't remember when that was, like right after COVID, maybe? Right before COVID? Maybe that was a little before COVID really hit, you know what I'm saying? Whenever he would start doing them parties and shit out here, boom, I still been turning up with him close to now, like last 2-3 years. You feel me? So I just wanted to clear that up about Gucci, because a lot of people be thinking that like Meech was saying, nah, we ain't with Gucci. Nah, it wasn't like that. Meech just had a precedent set for BMF, and that precedent was we ain't robbing nothing. And we ain't adding on robbers, because we don't want people to think that we taking nothing from nobody. We getting to the money for real and sharing it and earning it. We hustling. You feel me? This ain't no robbing crew, because a lot of be robbing, you know what I'm saying? It don't mean we don't fuck. We with a lot of them, we with all the streets. So we with the robbers anyway. But at that point in time, I believe that, you know, Gucci's little name was ringing in the little city right quick for how he was getting down. And that's he know it. He know he wasn't to be with on that tip. You know what I'm saying? That was getting down. That just is what it is. If Gucci was like, man, I'm just trying to be a rapper. And he wasn't never robbing and didn't have that little thing about himself where when you see somebody else, oh yeah, boy, you know that be getting down. You got the streets saying it. You know what I'm saying? So they know, motherfuckers know. If didn't nobody know who he was and I got cool with him like that and he was just trying to do the music, it probably been totally different. If I knew that he just was known for pushing the bag, pushing bricks, and Meech known he could just move a bunch of bricks, it probably been totally different. You know what I'm saying? He probably was just being BMF all the way because he was with us. You know what I'm saying? With us the hard way back then.
When I was doing my research, I actually learned something that I never really heard before. And I heard that, like, you guys had got into it with Outkast at one point.
Okay, so we didn't really get into it with Outkast, though. So what happened was this. We was at the club. See, this is what happened when you start adding and allowing too many people to be around you and everybody don't know how to act. See, at the beginning, early times, it was hard to get around BMF and party and be with us. Latter times, we start letting more and more, allowing more and more people to be around and they people to be around. So now we got somebody that's fairly new to our situation, and then he got his close people that's with him, and we know them. But now it's a big event coming up, and everybody's coming out. So now they invite 7 more people from where they from to come, and these people don't know how to act and how to get down and who's who. They don't know. They like third-party people, you know what I'm saying? And some brothers from Alabama that was there, some of Woo's people from Alabama, they kind of didn't understand an exchange between Meech and one of his homeboys. Okay, from Outkast, Dungeon Family or whatever was Meech's homeboy. You know what I'm saying? And they had an exchange where we was coming up to the club and he was outside, the dude was outside and he put his arm around Meech like, oh, he said some shit like, and people that was around thought that he was trying to do something to Meech and they were trying to prove a point. And it started a fight. They start swinging. And it was really Meech homeboy, like, no, you up. And like put him in a little fake headlock and ran up on him and said, like, yeah, nigga, I got your ass now. Said some little shit like that, but it's his friend playing with him when he see him in front of the club, and these don't know because they some third party that's with these. You feel me? And they, oh, nigga, he got Meech. And start fighting and boom, and then one of them got shot. One of them from Alabama, shout out to him. Lil homie got shot 5 times that night. They caught that, blasted his ass. Cause we had a whole shootout and everything. We fought, was shooting. Then we all got away, but even leaving, we ain't had no beef because it was a misunderstanding. Like, man, them are bro. Like, I with all the bro in Atlanta. Like, that's how with Country Kane and PSC, I with hard. We with Bit Boy hard. You know, we knew Andre, but we ain't with Andre as hard. He wasn't as accessible. Bit Boy was more in the streets. He was around more, out in the clubs and shit around. So we had relationship with the, you know what I'm saying, before. And one time though, the Outkast was downstairs at 112 in the downstairs part with 3-6 Mafia or whatever, and we had kind of clashed in. Got into it then, I think with 3-6 Mafia back then. That's when me and DJ Paul started talking and got cool because he was a part of that altercation. To tap in with DJ Paul and ask him about his run-ins with BMF in the back in the days or whatever. But we all cool. Project Pat, I with the my little homie Smooth run with Project Pat to this day doing the rap shit. Shout out to Smooth Diddy. Shout out to my Speedy, man. Free Speedy finna come home August 20-something. And he finna shake the streets up, man. I gotta see last time, you know, my get on the phone and be like, hey, man, that was a good ass interview with Cam Capone and shit, man. But, you know, you ain't say nothing about it again, but it's all good, my nigga. You know, I love you to death, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll call you tomorrow. I'll be talking to these every other day, and when I get on this shit, I don't say nothing. So be having to give certain they shout outs and they flowers and shit early, you know what I'm saying? Shout out all my though. That with me, even the ones that scared to say they do.
I seen you mention that when you guys first went to Atlanta, there was only like 8 of you guys, and you guys were doing a lot of the fighting, and I guess there was a fight where Meech lost like a $80,000 watch
bracelet. See, all my stories be the same because they the truth. So yeah, Meech fired on a down there that he was having some little issues with back and forth, some words back and forth. A reputable from the west side out there. I don't want to call it name for real. You know, I ain't on that. Unless he hit me like, Blue, say my name next time. You know what I'm saying? Then I'll call it name. But a reputable from the west side, Meech was going back and forth with. This when I first was coming down there with Meech. I didn't know what the was going on at this time. We was in the club, and I just got the Crips with me and shit. And whatever Meech getting into it with, we just on go. We just smashing. If he getting into it, we smashing. And he had the bottle. He had a bottle in his hand, and they was talking. They said some shit that nigga Meech didn't want to hear no more of that shit, and he hit Cub with the bottle. Boom, like that. Like he got the bottle in his hand, And like he finna punch him with his fist, but he hit him with the bottom of the bottle. Boom, like that. And knocked Cuz. And he had a bracelet on. And the bracelet came off. The bracelet was $80,000. I remember he lost that bracelet. That was a quick little story. That was just one of the times I was talking about when I seen Meech get down. Cause I ain't had to see him get down too many times. Cause he always had us. And there that's gonna smash the out. He don't gotta move. He big dog, he just sit back and watch what his squad do. He ain't really never had to fight. He would if he wanted to, but he ain't never had to fight. He ain't never had to get, was more interested in getting him away and getting him home, secure the bag, make sure he good. He ain't gotta take no lumps, no none of that. He wasn't supposed to get shot out there that night, none of that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, trying to be super on it like that, niggas just didn't never expect he would have got that would have happened. So
now, you know, being BMF, you know, you guys were also doing the music thing. You know, I seen an interview with Little Scrappy where he kind of said like you kind of wanted to be down.
We with Lil Scrappy too, but Lil Scrappy had it. He was in a record deal and his own shit. He might have started going through problems and turmoil in his situation and got cool with us and knew us. You know what I'm saying? Might have had thoughts on wanting to fuck around and get out, but Scrappy always been his own man since I met that. Since he was 15 years old or something, a kid, he always been his own dude, always had his own shit popping, his own record deal, doing his own shows, his own singles, carried his own weight, had his mama with him all the time and shit. Like, he's already scrappy, you know what I'm saying? So, in his situations, you know what I'm saying? Like, we had that Jeezy wasn't nobody when we met. Did nobody know who Jeezy was? People in Atlanta didn't even really know who Jeezy was when we met him, you know what I'm saying? So, we was dealing with people that, well, I did deal with Baby D. He had a nice little record out in Atlanta, but nothing like major that then went big nationwide or shit like that. Scrappy had a hit record. You know what I'm saying? When I met him, he already had a hit record.
Were there any rappers that wanted to be down with you guys or wanted you guys to sign them?
I don't think so because we never got to a point where we could sign people, bro. I don't understand. We had street money. We was working off street money. I mean, we got to a point, let me take that back, let me retract that. We got to a point where we could actually legally sign people, but at that point I was burnt out because Jeezy had already took all the promo and all the shit and ran off and signed with Def Jam, Jazzy Faye, Puffy, Block Entertainment, and all these other people instead of signing with us that he was running around with that was spending all the money on his career at the time. So once he did that, that made me say, all right, I ain't doing shit for nobody but me. And I went up to New York and got me a deal and started the marketing and promotion for BMF Entertainment and Bleu Davinci at that time. I came to Atlanta with that, but then I started with the South artists. I wanted that sound for BMF. I sounded like an LA nigga. I was the only on the label. Then we had an R&B group called Friction. Pooh Bear was a part of, the famous producer Pooh Bear. He was a part of Friction. Then we with a couple rappers. CT, that was from Milwaukee. Young Tug, that passed away from New York, we with. And we with a couple rappers back then in them early days, and they wasn't nobody yet.
Young Jock said that his brother talked him out of signing to you guys, and that he looked across the street and they seen the feds.
If he would have been signing, he would have been signing with cash. Like it was no company with the money there to sign a Little John. We hadn't got paid yet, bro. Jeezy ran off with that money. That was supposed to be BMF and Meech and them. That deal that Jeezy got, because we did the promo. They came in my studio session and talked to whoever was from BMF in there. It was Jeezy, and he was making great music. That's how he got that opportunity. That shit was all for us. He was producing all them records that he was producing, making in that patchwork was being produced in BMF Entertainment studio sessions. Not for CTE studio sessions. Them was my studio sessions. I paid for them sessions that he was in recording after the Wolf incident, and we all left, and I left him in that studio for the 40 days. That's where all the first music come from. That's where Def Jam talking to him come from. Him being in that A-room, in that studio. And this is during, you gotta remember, this is around a couple months before he was posing questions to me like, man, why you always be spending your money going to patchwork and shit and you got that fire-ass studio in your crib? I had like a Control 24 and shit, pre-production shit in my house, but I had to explain to the like, bro, if you want your shit sounding like Lil Jon and Usher and all the big Michael Jackson and all these big bro, we gotta go to this place, bro, and let these people fine tune these records. We gotta go get them mixed and master this levels to this shit that the music need to go to. I know we making music out our garages and shit and putting it out like that's the shit, but when you go to the club and they play Usher shit and they play your shit gonna sound like you made it in the bathroom, gang. And Usher shit gonna sound like professional. I was telling Jeezy this type of shit when I first met him. He was asking me like, bro, why you going spending this money at Patchwork? I'm like, bro, this is why, for the professionalism. I left him in that studio when after the shooting, Meech had everybody go back to where they was from, and I had already paid for the session that had been going on for 3 days already. I had already created the scheduling for it. Jeezy was supposed to record the whole second week. So by the time I left, we was going into the second week anyway. I didn't want to stop that music shit. But as far as the BMF shit was concerned, everybody had to leave Atlanta until we figured out what was going on with Meech. They were charging him with a double homicide. Once we see everything was cool and they was dropping it, then we all came back. And that's when I dropped the Raw report and you see the footage with Meech with the ankle monitor on with the all white in the house saying, if you love BMF, you love Bleu Davinci. If Bleu Davinci don't make it, then we don't want to make it. And blah, 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 blah. I wish I could be there with y'all, but Bleu is dropping this shit and he's doing this and he's doing this with the radio. So y'all go and support this BMF shit and I'll be there soon and I'll see somebody in the morning. When you see that famous interview that he did, this is that time. Jeezy had ran and signed all the deals already. Did nobody around me understand what was going on? Like literally, niggas just like, oh, Jeezy got the deal, it's on. We finna be in the video. That's how felt that was around because they knew nothing about contracts and what was really going on with the music and how this situation that Jeezy was involved in with us was supposed to go. Like nobody knew it because I was only do the music. I was the president, the sole artist. I'm bringing in the producers. I'm hiring the directors. I want Benny Boom. I want this producer. I want this studio. I'm at Quad in New York. I'm over here. I want this engineer. I want this engineer. This don't sound good. Turn the 808s up. Like all that shit is me, gang. Make the logo BMF, Entertainment INC. I want it to look like IBM, cuz. Boom, there go BMF, look like IBM. That's all I copied was the big computer I knew was a big logo from my childhood that I knew was a big major corporation. That's what I want BMF to look like. I didn't want it to look like some street hood shit. I wanted to look corporate. That's why you got that BMF logo. That's me creating all that shit, gang.
In what ways did you guys help out Jeezy?
Okay, I met Jeezy, bro, in the parking lot of Magic City. He was broke down in the old school. By the time Jeezy got his record deal, we had moved that around on a burgundy tour bus for I don't know how many months, and Meech was paying the DJs, and every club that we went through throwing money, $3,000, $5,000 to play nothing but Jeezy's music. This was part of the promo. We went all around the Chitlin circuit doing this shit. Jeezy in Atlanta was known as BMF during this time, and the crew of BMF, before we went to jail and all that, was uphailing Jeezy as a BMF member. So the people in the streets was rocking with him. He was BMF. Can't nobody denounce or deny that when Jeezy first dropped, he was claiming that he was a part of BMF. Even all the snitching that told in the indictments tell you go to the internet. You type in, this said Jeezy did this from BMF, and then you're gonna see all these statements and shit pop and say what Jeezy was doing. He was with us, a part of us. He never supposed to separate from us to do it, but because of that double homicide, get scared, bro. Niggas don't be really built like that. We want to be entertainment for real from the jump. Like, oh shit, hold on. Man, and it might be over for these, man. They didn't charge me with a double homicide. This is what's going on during that time. He's in my studio session. Man, this shit might be over for him. But at the same time, he got to go up the hill and kick it with Meech because I got him going up there to bringing Meech the bitches from Magic City because all the BMF members is gone until we figure out what's going on with the case. Only person that's still there in the studio for me is who? Jeezy. It's my company. I got him in there recording. He's recording for my company, not recording because he owns these recording. Even to this day, bro, I own all that shit that he recorded in Patchwork from them dates. And I got them dates already, ironed out with doing an audit on Patchwork. So them dates that he recorded, all the records, I see Shawty Red coming there. I see Jazzy Faye coming in the room, throwing beats in there. All the songs that Jeezy recorded during that time, I own. I got the audit on it. Have I went and said, oh, this is my song. I own this song. I ain't on all that, okay? I go get it how I live. I let my kids deal with that shit one day. That's look, that part of that catalog, y'all go get that. That's y'all. I own all that shit at the end of the day. We own.
Was there any other ways that BMF or Meech helped Jeezy?
This is all Meech's help because Meech is the CEO of this company, bro. Meech is buying Jeezy the $100,000 jury. that Jeezy was putting on to where Jeezy ain't had no shit like that when I met him. I met him in a broken down old school. Jeezy was saying shit, man, I gotta get me a 745 or something, man. Y'all pulling up and all this shit. I got to be pulling up in something, man. I got to be pulling up in something. That's where Jeezy was at when I met him. And I was living in when I first met Jeezy, bro, he first came to my crib, bro, I had the jacuzzi in my house, Olympic-sized swimming pool, tennis courts with a paintball arena in the backyard. Hello. Me, and it wasn't just me living in there, so I'm lying today. It was me, Bull, Big Cuss, Baby Blue, D, the bitch I was with back then, okay? Big Drum, and S-Dog. At least, it was 7 people in that house living in there. All of us living in that. That's how I was living when I met Jeezy. I can't tell you where he lived at, what he was doing when I met him. This is the levels that I be talking about. No matter where a person goes in life, when you meet them up and you understand their origins and how they got to that point, and you saw it the whole way, was one of the people trying to see it through from the beginning, then you got a different outlook and output on the people. You know what I'm saying? I was there. If y'all go back and look at the Raw report, bro, it tells a lot. It entails a lot. Even when you read in between the lines of what ain't being said, of actions, you can see how I'm looking at that nigga and dealing with that I had an issue with him. Even though this is for my company, this is for marketing, we still didn't help create this monster, so I still gotta make it look like it's cool. But I could point you out all the points because it was me in those feelings. Like when he say some shit, nigga, and I'm like, I really wanna smack the out this. But I know I got the Raw report cameras and shit in front of me, and I gotta act like we cool as part of this promotion, this facade that we didn't already created. You understand what I'm saying? So personally, I was mad. Personally, I knew that we wasn't finna get no money from that shit. And I didn't put all my time for the last months and all this shit, and we done did all this promo and put him on, I put him in position and all this shit for nothing. You know what I'm saying? For him to run off and let all these other people attach to the money, and now we still in the streets with the bricks. If we had got the deal, it would have been an in-house BMF, and CTE would have signed a BMF, BMF would have signed a Def Jam, then Meech would have been able to lead the street with that overall bag. We would have still put Jeezy out the same way he came out. He just would have been signed to BMF as an overhead. Them was just scared of that shit because we was them, and they scared. They were scared of the police. They was really scared of us. All of that was around back then. Shout out Coach K, because he with me, you know what I'm saying, even after all that shit, looked out for me since he been with QC and all that shit. Allowed me to record at they studios, don't pay none, Bleu in that room, Migos come in, they in that room, I bounce to the B room, you feel me? All that shit been going on. So you know what I'm saying? I shout out, even Coach K came in on my career and tried to help me ladder 2013, 14. He tried to help me, but back then I want to get Coach K because I never grilled him about the shit. I was so busy, like I'm putting all that behind me and I'm trying to move forward with what I got going on now that I never had sat him down and really asked him, like, bro, what the happened with the record deal? How did y'all come from us doing all that work for Jeezy and y'all being in my studio session to signing the deals without us? What made y'all leave me out? I never asked Coach K that. Never asked him that. Never asked him because we had started doing business again. I was like, it's water under the bridge now. Jeezy Ben ran off, did the bitch ass shit. Like the shit is done. All I can do is talk about it in an interview now. Go after that I know I legally own as far as music is concerned. But other than that, I do me, bro. I've been trying to work other people all these years. You know what I'm saying? I still try to work other artists and help other people and help other artists, bro. Even my kids and everything, bro. I'm just that kind of person. Even I get $2 million, and instead of finding out what I'm gonna do for myself, I wanna help all the people that I'm connected to, that I got the love for, that I know is about something and that should be helped. That's how I always been. That's how Calico bitch ass and all them living in my house and shit before they start running around with Lil Meech and shit. I know he getting a little name now so I can mention his name on the shit. Know what I'm saying? But go look all this shit up and where these origins and where all these came from, gang. Came from the gang. On gang.
Was there ever a time where Jeezy got in like a bad situation or had some problems or something and you guys had to go help him out?
I don't know about that. I know about when he pressed his ass and took that Snowman piece though, after he ain't signed off on my Streets on Lock record. And then Baby Blue got killed, or during around that whole time, I was pressing Jeezy at that time. So like when he caught the pistol case in Miami, I was going to talk to him about why he didn't sign off on the record. And then the shit broke out, the fight. It wasn't between me and Jeezy because we were just now starting to talk. It was between some locals and Twin them that was with us. So You was right there for that one, right? So it was a big shootout and then a fight and a shootout and then Jeezy got caught with the gun. That's what he got the gun charge for in Miami, if y'all look that up. But after that, see, because we never got to talk. He was supposed to be explaining to me what's going on with my record because he was telling me that it was signed off. Radio 1 and Clear Channel said that it wasn't. So they pulled the record from the radio. I was my whole shit up. And my deal and all that was my single for my deal, Streets on Lock with Fabulous and Jeezy. Y'all go look that up, video in Brooklyn and all that, Benny Boom shot, it was big shit, you know what I'm saying? With two of the hottest rappers of the time and all that, and one of the newest, hottest new young coming. And it was tainted. Jeezy and them that whole record up because they got it pulled from the radio because they didn't sign off. Def Jam signed off on behalf of Jeezy. I had all Fabulous, Desert Storm, Clue, Skane, John Jackson, his name, Fabulous, all that shit was checked out. My whole shit, BMF, my first and last name, everything but Jeezy and CTE and Coach K and them, they wasn't signed off. And the other nigga, what the other name was that was with him at the Kinky B. You know what I'm saying? They names wasn't on it, so they had to pull the record because Jeezy was on the record. You feel me? So I'm getting that I'm on tour, bro. I was on my tour bus. I reverted my tour bus from South Carolina all the way to Miami to get in one-on-one because he was telling me on the phone, I signed it, man. We been turned that shit in. But they telling me, my lawyers in the Radio 1 people telling me on the other line, hell nah, he ain't signed shit. Them motherfuckers is blank. Where his name supposed to be at. We got all the rest, but we finna have to pull it. He got 48 hours. And them 48 hours, I was driving back from South Carolina to Miami to confront him about it. As soon as I started to confront him, what happened? Fight broke out. Twin fired on Twin first, and then Twin fired on Twin fired on the first, and then fired back. And then that started a whole shit, shootout, boom. So me and Jeezy never got a chance to talk. That was the last time I talked to him, for real, for a long time. So now from that point, my first single up, label on my ass. They done pulled the song off the radio. I can't go do 106 in Park now. I was just finna get ready to go. Blah, blah, blah. All the shit was happening. I was hot at the Jeezy. So it was like, nigga, it's on because whatever. I don't give a And then in Atlanta, like, oh, he gonna be down here. I don't give a It ain't like I told him to go do this, but they like, what's up with this? Like, him. I don't with this 100%. That nigga like, me, that. I don't give a what y'all do with that. And next thing you know, they took the Snowman piece. He tried to go buy another one, say that they didn't take it. Then they blew some shots that night. And I guess his dad was there. So he had got on the phone, back on the phone. He was like, bro, my dad was there, the shooting and blah, 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 blah. All that shit. He got on the phone with that suck ass shit, scary ass shit. The nigga was pressing or whatever. And I wasn't even out there. I was on tour. I was on the road at the time. That was just homies that was in Atlanta. They were just pressing. You know what I'm saying? So that's all. I don't know about going to help him out of nothing. I pressed Cuz again once he did the Got Right record, which had a diss on me in there. When him and Rick Ross was supposed to first start to like clear up their beef or whatever, Rick Ross was having a birthday party at this club in Atlanta called Velvet Room. And then, you know, it was word on the street, Jeezy and CTE coming up there. And it's like the first time that you would see Maybach Music and CTE together, if my memory serves me correct. And I got my one homeboy, So Say. You feel me? I told him like, cuz, I'm finna go run down on Jeezy by myself. Like, he like, nigga, I'm going with you. And So Say ain't even on no gangster shit or none of that shit. Like, he ain't tripping. He a gangster, but he ain't on that. He ain't tripping. Like, he a cool, you feel me? He like, nigga, I'm going with you. So just me and that nigga went to the club, and that watched me step out of Alex AG's section and step, while Jeezy and them was walking up trying to finna go to their section, step down in front of full coverage and the whole CTE right there. Like, what's up with Cuz? Like, I'm finna holler at Cuz. Full coverage like, no, not right here, man, not tonight. I'm like, bro, I ain't finna do nothing, bro. I'm strapped and everything, 4-5 on me, everything. In there, I know the owner. I'm walking right in the back, untouched. You feel me? I got the 4-5 on me, 15 shot, hollows in that mother. But I ain't finna let it go just in the club like how I be doing. So, you know me, I'm a gangster. I get up on Cuz, like all the way up on him, like up under his ear like this, like, you feel me? Like, hey, what's up with, you know what I'm saying? Cuz we ain't be able to coexist with dissing and shit going on. Like, what's up? He like, man, we just need to talk without people talking in between us, my and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, so I'm just saying where we at with this shit, where we don't know. We supposed to be like brothers and shit. And nigga, it ain't nothing but a conversation. And he copped that deuce and all that. So I really don't want to take it there and go up and have to do all this shit. If I had to, I'ma snatch Cub by the chains and give him 4 or 5 of them close up. Poop, 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 poop. Why them niggas try to jump on me and shit, cause that's how they gonna try to do. They gonna try to pack me out. I'm from LA. I got that thing on me. I'm gonna let y'all start packing me out. Don't even worry about it. That's just to get my shit. To the face. Poop, poop, poop. I'm just gonna give it to the that's on me. Grab him close, pull it, give it to him. That's what I seen in my head, but it didn't play out like that. And he went on about his way. But that bitch ass Clem, the little fat that be on the internet with the up beard, looking like, I don't know, Brutus used to fight with Papa. This bitch ass with his scary ass, he was talking shit. Yeah, nigga. When they was walking off, me and Jeezy done already said we gonna have a conversation, and this wanna, yeah, nigga, we don't you. I'm like, you bitch ass, I be seeing you around the city. Like, Jeezy don't even be having you everywhere with him. Like, you be slipping like a, I done caught you slipping next to my restaurant at the gas station. Like, what's up with you? And then he's talking all that shit. I'm like, all right, don't worry about it. All right, don't even worry about it. I know I'm gonna catch cuss on one night. This the Clem, he been all on nigga shit, talking shit. One night, it's about barely raining. I got a bitch in the car, and my son, he like 16 at the time, in the back seat. Then my keep following me in another car behind me. He's strapped. I'm strapped. I'm going past this spot that's closed on this Sunday. It's a Sunday and the place closed or it's a Thursday night and the place be open on Sundays or something like that, but it's closed. But it's a couple cars in a little parking lot just finna start raining. And when I'm going past, I see nigga with CTE shirts, like security standing outside the door. And I look, I see some cars up over there. I'm like, oh, this is Jeezy over there. So I make the block, call my behind me. I'm like, hey, cuz, I'm finna pull up right here, hold me down. I'm like, Jeezy up in this, hold me down. I'm like, you strapped, right? He like, yeah, I got it on me. I'm like, hold me down. So boom, I bounce out. I got my shit, right? I get out the car, I pull up, park in that parking lot, get out the car and walk up, and he just standing there like goofies, the security and Clem. And I got up close and it was that Clem, and I clutched my shit. I'm like, yeah, bitch ass, I told y'all I was gonna catch your bitch ass. I told y'all I should burn your ass right now. We supposed to be people and all that ass shit that do when you catch him down bad. But see, I still ain't there to murder, and he's soft, and I know he ain't gonna do nothing. He doing everything for clout even to this day. I done seen him scared at the ATM machine in the gas station next to my restaurant when I first came home and seen it. I'm like, damn, why you dropping everything? Like, what you so scared? That's because over there talking shit about me. He probably thought I already knew. I just didn't know yet. I'm thinking, I know you from Jeezy, now ain't you Jeezy cousin, whatever, nigga, y'all cool, right? It ain't cool, like, what's going on? Like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? So, I been knew the was scary. Caught that out there, and that's the night when see me and Jeezy take that picture that we took, where I got the Tobias Tate shirt on. With the, I think I got on like an Atlanta hat, like a Braves hat or something. I got on like black and red shirt. And me and Jeezy sitting there, and we took that picture. We go find that picture. This from this night. So I get down there with a security at. I check this first, and then I don't even want to talk. He just standing outside seeing who coming in. He ain't no factor. So I'm like, where this at? Oh, he in there. Watch out. Boom. Oh man, watch out. Boom. I go walk upstairs. As soon as I walk upstairs, Jeezy at the top of the stairs, sitting on the stair railing. The staircase. Soon as you walk up to the top and before you can walk into the room, Jeezy's sitting right there. If I was really on that like that, I could have just snatched cuz down the whole flight of stairs. Popped him at the bottom. Boom, 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 boom. Popped these niggas. Boom, boom. They ain't had no guns or nothing. They just security with security shirts on, CTE on the back. Or CTE on the front, CTE World on the front, security on the back. They ain't had no pipe or nothing, because the security, when he seen me clutch, he would have definitely clutched if he had pipe. Them niggas had no pipes or nothing, right? So, anyway, he's just neither here nor there. I just mentioned him because he was there that night. And he been on that internet talking, so I ain't got a lot of stories about that. I just know he's soft as a hot bowl of ice cream. You feel me? Clem soft, bro. I ain't going for none of that tough guy shit.
At what point does Jeezy and Big Meech fall out? Because Meech has some things to say about Jeezy at the end of your song. He said he left him hanging.
Yeah, so around that time, whenever I dropped that song, Meech had me do that shit. See, you got to remember, bro, Meech ain't been beefing. Me and Meech wasn't beefing or nothing. Me and Meech stopped communicating in 2017 once he became aware that I had this paperwork. That's when we stopped communicating. He knew he can't talk to me no more, bro. He know how me and him is, bro. He know I can't. And them niggas try to say I told about that limo that Ralphie told on before too. So he know I'm taking that shit to heart. Like, oh, hell no, y'all niggas try to wet me up and y'all dirty. That's crazy as a bro. But anyway, that was around 2014.
Let's get into that real quick. Before we get it, let's get into that because you told him about the paperwork, but then I believe you talked about, you also told or showed Little Meech the paperwork?
Yeah, see, Lil Meech was getting ready to go on a visit to see his dad in a few weeks from the time that this conversation happened. It was a normal conversation. Me and Meech was talking from time to time. Normal conversation. My Tone Bird was with me from New York. And we was at my house in Miami in the backyard. And Tone was like, man, ask him what's up with that TV show shit. This is 2017. He like, ask him what's up with the TV show shit. So I'm like, oh yeah, dude, what's up with the TV show shit, with the star shit? And he was like, man, it's almost done. It's official though. All the contracts, I think they might be all done. I gotta wait to holler at Tammy to see what's going on with him. And once he said that, I was like, Tammy? I was like, you ain't seen what's going on with Tammy? Cause I got this paperwork with her lit up and the shit. So I'm like, she talking crazy, bro. He like, yeah, whatever it is, I heard some shit, but whatever it is, it ain't got nothing to do with me. And when he said that, I'm like, all right, bet. So I ain't say nothing else about it from that point, but at that point, he knew that I had the paperwork, because I told him, nigga, this paperwork I got saying all kind of shit, bro. I don't know if I should be saying on this jail phone. Like, I don't know what the going on for real, because I was on the jail phone with at this time. So he like, man, matter of fact, man, let me hit you back. So he got off the phone with me, and that's the last time I ever talked to him. I never talked to him again. I spoke with him again. So what I do is I call Lil Meech to my house. I was living in Miramar at the time, and Lil Meech would come by my house periodically sometime after school and shit, be smoking little blunts at my crib and shit. His mom didn't want him smoking all out in the street and shit. He was still a little young. He used to smoke a little reefer at the crib, about 17 years old, I believe, around that time. And, you know, I called him like, bro, you need to come to the house because I know you finna go on a visit to see Pops. And I'm still Unc at this time. Like, he ain't beefing, talking shit about me. No, I'm still Unc, this still nephew. So I was like, bro, you need to pull up on me so I can show you this paperwork and give it to you. You ain't gonna be able to take it in the jail, but you gonna be able to relay what it's saying to your Pops. So I know exactly, he know exactly what this shit is saying because it was reading like she was setting Meech up. But Meech hadn't been indicted. So I'm like, I don't know if Meech even know about this shit yet. He ain't got indicted or none. So dude, he don't got the paperwork or I don't know. But you going on a visit, you take this paperwork and show your daddy what's going on. I need the big homie to know what's going on. The paperwork from that point on, man, it was what it was. Like, it just rolled out how it rolled out.
What was his reaction when you showed him?
I didn't show it. Oh, talking about Lil Meech. Nothing. He's just like, he was a kid. Like, he's just a kid. I'm telling him some shit that's going on with his daddy that his daddy name is a part of. I'm not accusing his dad of snitching. I didn't say, Meech, your daddy is a snitch. I didn't say none of that at that point, right? Cause I wasn't all the way sure, bro. Remember, mind you, I done had this paperwork for 2 years trying to wait until they indict Meech and it come out in the media. I could figure out what's going on because of third party cooperation. It does not say that Meech went and did it himself. It says that the person that he had in place went and did all of the work. But she got on the stand and said she did it for this, and how it came about was she went on visit and this what Meech had her go do. So once I read the second part of the paperwork, the second affidavit that came out, which came out at 18, then I had a complete understanding on what happened. But by that time, they was already going against me. See, whenever Lil Meech went back to jail and to that jail to his daddy in 2017, that's when Meech started going against me.
Did Little Meech talk to you after that, or
no? Next time I seen Little Meech after that was at a place that I was working with MVP Miami, Broken, the exotic rentals here in Miami, and I'm at the office in the showroom with all the foreigns, $11 million worth of vehicles sitting right here, doing my shit, and Lil Meech came in. And one of the workers was like, hey, there go your nephew over there, Lil Meech. So I'm like, oh shit, where he at? Cause I ain't even know nothing was wrong. Mind you, last time I seen the nigga was at my house, everything was cool. I was giving him some shit for his daddy, everything was fine. Man, do you know, man, that must have did the most disrespectful shit in the world, bro. And I look at him like my kid or like my nephew, like he's the age of one set of my sons. You know what I'm saying? I got a 30-year-old set of sons, a 21-year-old set of sons. You know what I'm saying? So he like the 20-year-old set of sons age. So that's how I look at him. You feel me? I don't look at him as a peer. Like his dad, I look at more of his daddy as a peer, and I still look at his daddy like a big homie, not even a peer. He 10 years older than me. You know what I'm saying? So being his nephew, I never thought nothing. No, I'm like, what up, man? He like, you rat ass. My daddy said you a rat. And whoop, 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 whoop. I said, what? He like, you owe my daddy money for all them t-shirts you've been making and blah, blah, blah. You never gave my daddy no money for no t-shirts. Bro, it just blew me away, bro. I went crazy. I didn't know what the f to say. I did everything but put my hands on him. Only reason, I ain't gonna put my hands on him, number one, because I'm an adult, especially at that. He was like 18, 19, 18 at the time, just turned 18 or whatever. He's still a child, bro. He one of our kids, bro. I don't want Meech them socking on my son, but I ain't gonna allow my son, even the 30-year-old one, to be disrespectful. You let me handle my business and talk about these people. It's my business. It's not my son's business to say, get on the internet and say, oh, Meech a rat. Like, that ain't his business. That ain't for him to do, and I don't advise him to do no shit on no about that, like that. You feel me? But here go this son. He's Big Meech now. He got the boss of all bosses tattooed and the BMF everywhere and all this shit, and he's in there fronting. But my son now is washing cars. He's got the car wash at the car spot. So he's in the back washing the cars. And I tell you, you know what? You gonna take this fade. I got somebody for you. You thought this shit was sweet, huh? No, I ain't gonna touch you. You come back here and take the fade with my son. You can catch this fade with my son. It's one of my offspring. Y'all can fade out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all tall like each other and shit. Y'all go ahead and catch. He didn't want to come back there. He called a bitch ass on the phone, some bitch ass. He called, put him on the phone, I snatched the phone. And all this little goofy shit went on, you feel me? And that's the last time I talked to Lil Meech. And then next thing you know, a year pass or something go by, some more years, some change go by, the TV show getting ready to come out. And when they start their promo, they started their promo with Dissing Bleu, had 50 Cent involved in all that shit. They came out Dissing Bleu. That whole little side was Dissing Bleu. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna let them get their shit off. I threw my little jabs back, made my little couple memes and shit, and then I geared up for the new year. And once the new year came, I came to you. And that's when I got with you. Like, look, bro, I'm trying to put this shit somewhere where my people gonna hear, especially on the West. I need niggas to hear this. I'm gonna drop this paperwork. This is how we doing it. And I did it there first, right here.
And that's what's up, man. It was definitely a classic moment, man. It
Oh, for sure.
Went crazy, man. That interview was wild.
Nigga like, man, you
For
wasn't
sure.
scared to do that? I'm like, yeah, I'm scared of myself. Yeah. I'm scared of what I might have to do to go to playing and doing all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, nah, I'm good. Cause, bro, but truth cannot be considered disrespect. I ain't disrespect Meech yet. I ain't disrespect cuz. All I did was lay down the foundation of truth, bro. And this is my truth and this is his truth. And we got to live in that shit. People, like I said earlier, people ain't gonna care. That once everybody really come to the realization that he got the paperwork, he's still gonna be who he is. People still gonna wanna be around him. People still gonna want him around. You know what I'm saying? So that shit ain't gonna change. He's still gonna be able to get his money. We in a new day and age, homie. People don't give a fuck about that shit no more. And it is what it is. We gotta let these kids do what they do, how they do it, my nigga. We just gotta appreciate to be able to be still here and be able to be a part of whatever's going on with these generations to come. Adapt to it. I'll be having them kids and shit. I got kids 8 months to 30 years old. What generation am I gapping at? I don't miss nothing, man. I know what the 8-year-olds and the 8 to 14-year-olds is doing. I know what the 14 to 22-year-olds is doing. I know what the 22 to 30-year-olds is doing. I know what the 30 to 45-year-olds is doing, my age brackets. What's happening? I got this shit all the way down the line, nigga. I ain't missing nothing. I'm a Renaissance man, nigga. I know what, if y'all look that up. And y'all find out where Bleu Davinci come from.
Why do you think 50 Cent kind of hopped on the bandwagon? I think he made a post about you one time.
Yeah, that's because that was part of that promo for his show dropping. 50 Cent got money and he's the executive producer of the BMF TV show. 50 Cent is a great, wonderful marketing mind. Bleu Davinci, at that point in time, Bleu Davinci and Big Meech was the focal points of in entertainment. When it came to any kind of entertainment, that's what they talked about. You heard about the J-Bo and other, but as far as the popularity thing, everybody knew Bleu Davinci. Everybody knew Big Meech. I'm the one that went around, was on all the DVDs, BMF. They knew my face before they knew Meech's. You feel me? So they had to tear at that character to build what they had going. It's just beautiful with marketing. I would have did the same shit had I had some real ammunition. Let me have the movie first, and then I got the paperwork on Meech. And them is trying to go against me, and them is going against me. Hell yeah, my shit gonna drop before all kind of shit gonna be dropping before the movie come out. Because that's part of the propaganda. It's part of the marketing, bro. All this shit is marketing. For them that's getting paid, which is only Meech and 50 and Tammy, the rat. T got a little couple
I
dollars.
guess Little Meech was posting it first, and then 50 Cent reposted it or something.
Yeah, like Lil Meech posted some meme, and then 50 like reposted the meme or a screenshot of the meme, and then what he wrote which was interesting, is he wrote in the bottom in parentheses cooperator. It said Bleu Davinci, and then in parentheses it said cooperator or something, whatever, however he wrote it. And then, you know, from that point I just started hitting him personally, like, hey, you talking this shit, cuz, but did you know that cuz was working with the government before or after y'all did y'all deal? We just want to know. And once I start saying that, all the people on my page was like, hey, yeah, why 50 ain't answered you yet? Hey, Fifth, what's up? Did you know before or after? You know, and once people start saying that, like 3 days later, my page got hacked. So 50, y'all can give me my page back. I still ain't had that page. My main Bleu Davinci page is still up and everything. It lost about 20-something thousand followers, but it's still up there. But y'all get my page back. Somebody get my page back. Y'all hack the page back and then hit me and give it back to me, gang. You feel me? It's gang, my nigga. Y'all already know. If not, I don't give a f. It's an Instagram page. Like, that shit don't define me.
Did you know 50 Cent, or were you ever
Yeah, I know
hung
50
around
Cent.
him?
Yeah, man, I done parked my Maybach in front of that house at a party before and all kind of shit. He asked to park, he told him to put my Maybach in front of his door and had rest in peace Prodigy Porsche 911 moved from in front of the door to put my white Maybach on 22s, all white 22s in front of the door. Same one I was in the streets on lock that I had when I was living in New York, driving around everywhere. Yeah, I know Fifth. I ain't know him like that good. But a lot of people didn't know that I worked on the Get Rich or Dying project. I don't even think Fifth knew. Because I was working with the music executives. I mean, I was working with the film executives and shit. So I was like a voiceover for the rapper that was rapping against 50 Cent. His name was
Dangerous.
Dangerous. That's me. I got a crew that can shoot guns too because it ain't no thing to us. We dangerous. Oh, that's me. In the NYC, they call me King. You want war with a foe? I had to put my New York accent on and shit and be dangerous. And that was me because they didn't like the actor's voice in the film. So I did a voiceover and I had a record called Good Life on the soundtrack. Not his music, not his soundtrack, but the soundtrack of the music from the motion picture Get Rich or Die Trying with the big soundtrack with like 30-something songs on it. I got a record, or I had a record. I think 50 then had it pulled from that soundtrack since then. But it's called Good Life featuring Azure, Bleu Davinci featuring Azure. Look that shit up, Get Rich or Die Trying. I'm in your history, Fifth. You can't erase that shit, my nigga. I'm in there. You type it up, I'm in there, bro. Deal with it.
That's crazy that you played Dangerous.
I didn't play him
nuts,
in the
bro.
movie. I was the voice.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You did the voice.
Yeah, I was going at 50. That's why 50 don't like me. He like, he was dangerous. You. Like, for real, bro, I really don't got no problem with 50 because 50 is just a businessman at the end of the day. Like I say all the time, some shit he be doing, I don't be liking. Some shit a lot of do I don't be liking, but a lot of shit that do, I be liking as far as what I'm into in entertainment and marketing and branding and shit like that. Like, I'm into that shit, so I can't hate for that. You know what I'm saying? It's the same shit that I'm on, same shit that I've been doing for years. Why you know what BMF is and what it look like and shit. For the same reason, some of the reasons why I with the Fifth. But when it comes to sides, just got sides on this shit, nigga. And my side is the real streets, the prisons, you know, that done fell victim to the situations and shit, that they actually fell victim to that telling and all of that shit. I side with that, you know.
How many guys from LA did you bring with you to BMF?
I mean, I can't really count out, but the main ones, man, you had Bull and his brother Big Cuz. Then you had Baby Blue, you had the twins, the two twins. They was in school with Baby Blue, but they still from LA. You had Llewellyn came out, Big Lou from One I Know. He was out for a while. The nigga ST was out from Delamo for a while with us. You got the G Weed from the Nellas was out with us. Red Rags from the West Coast, from Bompton. You know what I'm saying? With the Crips, like we was all moving together, you know what I'm saying? But these is people I've been knowing since I was a kid. You know, everybody I just mentioned, nigga, I've been known since I was in the sandbox. And this was the crew of that was moving around and moving Meech around when he wasn't with T, and it wasn't the Detroit people. All the Detroit peoples with T, and Meech had this new crew that T and them didn't like. We was kicking ass and taking names. Let them tell it we was just making too much noise, bringing too much attention in Atlanta. But all we was doing was promoting a record label, bro, like anybody else. It wasn't like we was on street corners and selling crack and then putting up a billboard like, yeah, nigga, we over here in Boulevard selling crack all day. Here go the billboard, the police. It wasn't that. It was BMF Entertainment. This mixtape is coming. We still here, or whatever is coming. You know what I'm saying? It was just marketing and promotion and branding of BMF Entertainment. And no matter that people got it and it's been branded, they still don't look back and accredit me for the shit. Like, bro, was branding the shit out that shit. He was on every DVD, bro. Back then it wasn't this. This right now, Cam Capone, all these academics and all these, well, No Jumper, Whack One, all this shit is what you get your news from, is what's popping. It's how you know shit. Back then it was the DVDs, how you seen who was in the street popping, used to pull up in the nigga hood, everybody got guns, it's 50 outside. You feel what I'm saying? It was that going on back then in that day, in my little DVD days. So that was our internet. And I was, nigga, forefront of that shit. I was at, you know, it was a lot of at the forefront, East Coast, West Coast, down South. Everybody was participating, but I was one of the in that DVD shit. The show, like, this what these niggas doing, boy. These out here for real. I was showing that BMF shit we was doing. And everybody that don't know, bro, I would entice people to go watch the Raw Report, bro. That's one of the close to, even though Meech wasn't there, he got his what's the name at the beginning of it, because I made sure during them times that Meech was always visible. That was me putting Meech on them cameras, having them people go film Meech. I don't know Meech to be all over cameras and shit before he met Bleu Davinci. Maybe pictures in a nightclub or something, but what's up?
How did bringing Bloods and Crips to BMF change BMF?
I mean, I don't think it changed it. It was just the homies, bro. It didn't matter if you was a Blood or Crip. It was from New York, it was from Georgia, it was from everywhere that was part of BMF. Right here in Florida, it was people from a lot of places. We just was Cripping, bro. See, before I was saying BMF, I had the Crips around. It was still Stomping Ground. My homies was coming around while I was doing my little music shit. Stomping Ground started to come around, and we were just Cripping. Then we started BMF as a record label. T wasn't a part of it. T and them was gone. They was doing 263. They started their own shit to brand. Me and Meech and them stayed in Atlanta. T and them stayed in LA. And then that's when the BMF shit took off like that. But that's what Meech and them was saying, man, them is doing too much. They got billboards. They doing this, they doing that. That's why they was saying that, because it wasn't together no more. T and them was doing that, and we was doing BMF Entertainment.
Yeah, I think you said at one point T didn't even want to claim BMF no more, or he wasn't
he
claiming
still
BMF
don't.
anymore?
He only do it to this day because he's a part of that history. He helped create that history. So he's just a part of it. So he gon' take his piece of what he's a part of, but they got 263, bro. They got their own branding, their weed companies. They had billboards in Detroit recently of 263, which is BMF on your phone dial. It's a tattoo I've been had on my arm since 2000 and whatever. Right here on this gun, it say 263. That code, you know, I'm from LA, and in LA we use the phone dial for a lot of our coding and shit, like 187, like, you know what I'm saying, 143 me, I love you. Different shit on the phone. We'll use the phone as the code for what we saying, and 263 is BMF. It's the alphabet, BMF. So I put that shit on this gun because I was tired of putting BMF every single where I was putting it on my gun. They adopted that shit, turned it into their whole squad.
So T didn't want to do hip hop. He wanted to do more R&B.
R&B type shit. Yeah, he's more laid back and chill. Like want a cigar and be in the back smoking on a cigar like Suge or something. But he wanted to do R&B. He didn't want to be all in the club jumping around and all with the hip hop and all these shit. He wasn't on that. T was laid back, more laid back.
Now, how'd you guys decide to separate from Stomping Ground and do BMF?
That was their thing. Like, they owned Stomping Ground. I didn't own it. I was signed to it. I owned part of BMF. I didn't own Stomping Ground. Okay, so the BMF Entertainment Incorporated, I solely owned it, as a matter of fact. Like, the articles of incorporation were done by me solely. Meech's name wasn't on it. Nobody else's name was on it but mine. BMF Entertainment Incorporated. the original from like 2002, I believe, or 2001. The first BMF company, official company doing entertainment in this country I'm the sole proprietor of it. And so,
Okay.
yeah, so once they stopped doing Stomping Ground and agreed that they weren't doing their record label no more, it was some time that had passed. More of my people end up being with us and Meech, and the crew got too big and they started calling us Meechie's boys. By the time it was about 8 of us, 12 of us, they was calling us Meechie and his boys because they didn't have a name for us in Atlanta. Like I'm telling you, they wasn't even calling us BMF. They were saying Meechie and his boys because the public didn't know what BMF was. Only the that was saying they was BMF knew what BMF was. It wasn't something being promoted at that time. There was no chains like you see on the TV show. That's cap. That shit is dramatized for the TV. And BMF chains came in the 2000s, okay? Once we had an official label and we was marketing and promoting the label, them chains was made for the record label. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't made to show, oh, we drug dealers. No, we doing music. This is the artist. These the other artists we dealing with, and this is how we moving through with this promotion. Okay? Just gave us credit because we were so like that and live, and it was only one rapping, and they knew that what these was really doing. The streets proclaimed that nigga, these is the truth. Yeah, it's rapping over there somewhere, but these is 30 deep. All of these look like the rapper. That's what was proclaimed. You feel me? That grew bigger than any one of us. It grew bigger than me and Meech. People didn't know what Meech looked like for a long time until people start figuring out, or his image was out there enough. But people heard of knew what BMF was. Oh, you talking about them that be coming to the club 50 deep and them niggas and them. Yeah, they big Meech. Yeah, well, you seen it before? Nah, man, but they say them niggas out there doing this and doing that. It was that type of thing, you feel me?
When Meech and T kind of started falling out, you know, I think you mentioned, you know, when the Wolf shit went down, everybody had to go back to their original places. I believe that
the
there
states
was a
that you was
fight,
from.
or there was gonna be a fight out in LA between like T's side and Meech's side of BMF.
Now see, we fell out because T ran off with some money on us one time in Texas. He ran off with the people money and left us all in the house with the tab, owing the tab, and he left with the tab. One night, that's between him and his brother. I don't know what that shit was about. I just was in there with the Migos when they was in there looking for their money. You know what I'm saying? So Meech ended up having to pay these people back. You know what I'm saying?
So some dudes actually came in your house and
yeah, they came in the crib. Yeah, all that. Bull woke me up early in the morning. Nigga, put your shoes on, come in the living room. Yeah, the homies was on the wall. And shit was finna get ugly in there. But Meech had to do his thing. He gave them people some cars and some jewelry and shit. Like, bro, just keep giving, look, sending it to me, man. Like, I'm gonna pay y'all back. I'm gonna get my shit straight. I'm gonna pay the tab. I'll deal with my brother. Y'all don't worry about my brother. I'll deal with my brother. He saved his bro and everything. And his bro the one that did it. So we wanted to kill them. I couldn't understand it. Like, these, man, what the I got my brother. Y'all don't worry about it. I'm gonna deal with my brother on how I do it. All right, bro. We was trying to smash these though. We wanted blood, cuz. Like we was on them. So in LA,
that's pretty dirty to leave your brother in that type of situation.
So after that in LA, try to do a home invasion when they knew something had went on at the crib a few days prior. All that shit was coming from their side. You know what I'm saying? So we were going through some shit, bro, that people don't know about. I don't want to give too much away on these shit because I still got a film that we working on. I got to have me some shock value because there's a lot of this shit that I'm going to say that the brothers T and Meech ain't going to say from their side and their production and shit because it might don't make them look all the best. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe they is going to say somebody and they into it about it. I don't know what they got going on, but I don't be wanting to give away everything. I give away aspect. I say that this happened, but I ain't going to give away exactly how it happened so motherfucker can see it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I need niggas to tap into my side of the BMF and my entertainment and my film shit that I got going on as well. You know what I'm saying? Because I got the shit. It's right here in these eyes. I see more shit than a lot of with that shit. With the popping part of it, because Meech was in the house for a lot of that shit. He was put up. He was the boss. We was the young sprucey outside with y'all. We was me, Baby Blue, Bull, Big Hood, D-Shot, Tito, all us. We was the out there with the bullshit. And then when it's time for dude to come to a club or step out, he come step out in there doing this shit. Nigga, Big Meech in the building. You feel me? That's how the shit went.
Were you there for the LA situation?
Yeah, I was in the house.
No. I meant, I heard it was at a club.
You talking?
Big Meech called in for his birthday, and it was supposedly they were celebrating T's birthday.
Oh no, I wasn't there. Yeah, that was. I think that was in Vegas or something. I don't know. I don't remember, but I wasn't there for that. No.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were talking about the home invasion at the house at the mansion in Cali. I was doing my shit. Remember, I'm knee deep into doing the music shit. So that was my main business with this whole BMF shit. So every time I was somewhere normally, unless we all had to be somewhere together, I'm somewhere doing some music shit, bro. I wasn't with them just, especially I never was with T and them. Never. Like I've been around T and shit before, but I never was with them. It's like once it wasn't no more stomping ground, T went that way, we went this way. T's people went that way, we went this way. It was two separate things. Everybody just think it was all the same because that's how the government indicted it. So that's what you got in the news and the media, Mara Salhoop and shit. These people running around thinking they know what the was going on, what the they talking about, interviewing a bunch of rats and shit, thinking they know what's going on, was reporting wrong. They wasn't reporting what was actually going on. Because the inner crews was keeping that shit tight. You know what I'm saying? Didn't really know how Meech and his brother was beefing when BMF first got locked up. Thought just BMF got indicted. They didn't know it was these crew and our crew. They didn't know it's separate indictments. We're not all under one indictment. The indictments are separated by states and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot to be had from the shit, man.
Why did T get out first ahead of Meech?
I have no idea. I just try to think of a way. I don't know. I done heard so much different shit. He had COVID. I don't know, bro. I ain't seen no paperwork, so I don't even like to talk about shit I ain't seen no paperwork on. Let me tell it, nigga, he crawled out.
From what I understand, they had, most of the stuff they had was on T, not really Meech, right?
I guess. I don't got T paperwork. I ain't in that indictment. We got our own indictment from Atlanta.
Gotcha. Okay.
And T wasn't in Atlanta. So he ain't play a part in that indictment, in that part of my part of the indictment. He plays a part of the overall and the Detroit part or wherever, but not the Atlanta. They ain't got, T wasn't indicted out of Atlanta.
Big Meech is supposed to be getting out real soon.
Yep.
What's your thoughts on that? I think either this year or next year for sure.
Right. Either the end of this year or something, or beginning of next year. Shit, he need to get out, been in jail forever. He did his 30 damn near. Right? He did what? He did 20 some, for sure. He got locked up in 05. It's finna be 25. That's 20 years. So he did it.
That's a minute.
It finna be 2025, right? So
Yep.
I mean, he did 20 years off his 30. Good time, and whatever they extra little time they giving him off, letting him go early. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I know he didn't get the time awarded for the work that he put in. They kept him for that.
Now, knowing Big Meech and how much money he likes to get, how do you think he's going to adapt to kind of being more of a normal person?
Who said he gonna be more of a normal person? Oh yeah, y'all don't know Meech like I know Meech, bro. Ain't nothing normal about that. That is not gonna get out and be normal. That is gonna guarantee that has been waiting since at least I know for sure, since 08, since he first been trying to get out and do his shit and be Big Meech and stand in the club and smoking some weed and with the hoes and dude, he got to be Big Meech. He want to have all the money, the cars, the jury. He want it all. Trust me, I know that. I don't got any. I don't know though. That's just my opinion. That's my output. From what I know of him, he could have went there and got rehabilitated and come home a totally different person, talking law library and I just got swole for nothing and got West Boulevard tattooed on my arms because I was going through a phase. I don't know. But if I have it the way that I know that nigga, he finna come out and turn deep up. He gonna be partying like everybody gonna be trying to party with him.
So you don't, I mean, but he's not going to have access to that kind of money.
Why
I would
not?
assume.
Why? He got 50, don't he? T had a Rolls Royce when he got out, when he first touched down. All he needed some cars and some jury and then to get booked in some clubs. They gonna be paying 30, 50,000, 100,000 or something for him to come to a club. How much you think Meech gonna charge to come to your club and do a hosting? if Lil Baby is getting this much. Meech gonna be charging $250,000 to come to a club, and them folks gonna pay it, cause Meech. So he gonna be getting money no matter what. He gonna get to some money, bro. That always got to some money, bro. I ain't finna never say Big Meech ain't finna get to no money. Cause that shit don't got nothing to do with that paperwork. That shit got to do with who he is and how he get down. He gonna get to some money. Ain't gonna stop him from doing that. I don't gotta stop Meech from getting no money. Take it how you want it.
You mentioned the West Boulevard tattoo.
Yeah, it comes from West Boulevard. He found him a gang home. See, back in the day, he was just cripping with us. He was just cripping. Like, we used to be like, where you from, cuz? I'm from East Coast. This from Nutty Block, this from Campanella, this from here, this nigga from there. Where you from? It don't matter. I'm just crip. It's just crip. That's where I'm from, crip. That'd be our little joke with Meech. But now he done went to Lompoc or something, got with the homie Diablo. Shout out Diablo from the West. You know what I'm saying? I've been knowing cuz since I was a kid, since the LA Confidential days and shit. But from what I heard through the grapevine, you know what I'm saying, is Diop blessed cuz with a home from that set, West Boulevard. So that's where cuz supposed to be from. I mean, I ain't heard me say nothing. All right, that's one thing for certain. We ain't got no bunch of interviews on the internet running around what Meech is talking about. He ain't said shit. I ain't seen Meech say nothing since the clickbait that said him and 50 got at me, but it was really a message to his son. Or something saying nobody helped him and his son, but 50, and it's just them for life and whatever. It didn't say nothing about me. That's the last thing I've seen from Meech personally. Like, he typed it on his core links and sent it to the streets. But I ain't seen nothing since then, especially since that paperwork. I ain't seen him say shit. They ain't say shit. None of them ain't said shit since I dropped that paperwork. Boy, them got quiet, tumbleweed, start going down the street. Like, what happened to all you grouped up at the motherfucking release party that was talking all that shit? All you plethora that had something to say about Bleu, or standing behind the that had something to say about Bleu, you too. Like, where you at? I don't know, bro. You know how this shit go, man. You live and you learn, and time will tell. I'm around. I'll be around. I ain't going to no clubs every day, but I go when I want to. You know what I'm saying? Type shit, you know. It'll be a time when I'm out on my promo for this project I got. Yeah, I know these things take so long, but, you know, whenever the time comes that I go on promo with it, niggas will see me in every club, going to all the events and doing all that shit again, because that'll be my job. But until then, nigga, I'm chilling. I'm raising the kids. I got my 8-month-old daughter, Kari, brand new addition to the McKnight family. I got Xavier over there with me, man, getting big, doing his thing, smart. He's wanted to be a film producer, so I'm dealing with him, getting him production equipment. He's 9. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, then I got my other son as a interior designer, architectural interior designer in college. You feel me, man? I got my is doing their thing, and that's what I care about these days, is my kids and my family more than the street and what the streets has got going on. You know, that shit is over for me. I did the streets as hard as I could for as long as I could. Now it's time to devote that time and energy to the fam. For real, like 100% of it type shit. That's what I've been on. That's why motherfuckers don't see me out like that, around like that no more. I was in 18 and 19. After COVID, I was coming out a little while, but that shit dead, bro. It's time for these kids to have their time. I want to see my kids out there like how they think I'm supposed to be. It's time for them to go and do that. And I just sit back, get gray. I'm really gray. Everywhere, I'm all gray. You feel me? For real, bro. It's getting old, bro. And I'm 46. I'll be 47 in February, gang. Like, I ain't tripping off nothing with nobody talking about. I got vests and straps. It is what it is. Grown man on his own 2 feet. That's how I would employ everybody to be. All these crews and cliques. It's cool if everybody's positive and is on a good accord promoting your crew or your clique, because they RICOing and indicting and f***ing everybody up. That's 3 or more people trying to be next to each other and around each other and call this something. You got to have down there a 501c and doing it for free to be all together in a conglomerate doing something these days. So, you know, shit ain't about cliques and crews. It's about ones and twos. Let know right now, bro. For real, even for this millennium. Yeah, see how deep it's getting and how shallow it's be at the end of the day. So, you know, and I still deep, which is crazy. I'm still deep, but you don't see me deep. I'm not moving like that. You know what I'm saying? It don't mean I won't call out from the depths.
with Meech getting that tattoo, and I remember you kind of bringing it up in the past interview, man, was like, did he always like have a thing?
Man, Meech been crippin'
like
since he grew his cornrows. Y'all know that. Meech been crippin' since he grew his widow peak out in the waves. Since he didn't have the waves no more, y'all seen it first grow them cornrows. Cub been crippin' ever since I lived in the house in Gardena. Cub been crippin'. He was crippin' right with it, cat. Hey, Blue, hit that crip well. Like nigga, he was crippin'. It's like to me, Meech had been an official crip. Meech would have never had to join a gang for me to consider him a crip, and all the people that know him to consider him a crip, he been crippin'. I think he was. I got one picture. Look, I'm gonna show you one picture. He throwing this up. What's this is? GD? Pitchforks, right? I don't want to, y'all, I ain't throwing it up or down or nothing. I'm trying to keep it even, nigga. I love all this, bro. So don't y'all to Chicago and shit, don't f me up and shit, nigga. Nigga done already told when I first went to Chicago with Razzcast, I'm gonna get a pumpkin head if I don't turn my hat to the back or straight to the front. So ever since then, I knew, might have seen the war Chirac might have hipped a lot of y'all to Chicago, but it was 96 and it came in the fish market on me one and said, you might want to turn that hat around, homie. I know you with Razzcast and shit, but you can't wear your hat to this side in this area. And when I walked outside, it was 30 outside. Look, like, yeah, these niggas was waiting for y'all, boy. They was like, oh shit, nigga, I took the hat off. I was like, now I don't even need no hat out here. Don't worry about it. My head'll just be cold. Nigga, in the snow, the Chi-Town ain't been playing, nigga. That shit ain't nothing new. Them ain't nothing nice. Adriana's, y'all know that club, Adriana's? Woo! Yeah, y'all know, shout out to Chi-Town, man. Y'all keep y'all shit going, man. Turn that shit into content, man. Keep it moving. Y'all already know. Hold on. But I wanted to pull up a picture and shit. This just for funny because we on the crib conversation about Meech. So I want to pull up a picture.
Right, 2 minutes.
This look like Meech and T and one old school rappers. I don't know who this is. Once somebody. 2 minutes. This the picture. You see what Meech throwing up?
Yeah.
See what color he got on? That's how he was right before I met him. See, this one. That one's out, this one. Can you see it?
Yeah.
He got the red with the pitchfork, so you know that entails that he was with the disciples. I guess if he doing this with the all red on, that would do that represent. You know, so Cuz might have just been trying to find him a little gang home the whole time he was in the streets, you know what I'm saying? And just end up linking with the Crips, for real, and got close with the Crips. You know, he had a Crip living in the house in Gardena with him with a lot of Crip influence rubbing off in that house. I think T didn't like that shit either. T didn't like that shit. That Meech was liking that LA gangbanging shit like that. T wasn't on that. T is on that smooth Detroit gated up in the city where they love to shine. Detroit beyond grind. Like them was D-boys though. Don't get it up. I got a lot of Detroit culture and shit from them. Them was Detroit. Like when I first met Meech and them, bro, them niggas was wearing like slacks, Gucci loafers, button-down shirts, and shit like that. And I'm thinking like, man, these 10 years older than me, they got the bag, the Benzes and shit. Like maybe this how you supposed to be dressed, how you supposed to be looking. Nino Brown ass shit or something. Man, I'm gonna put the shit on with y'all, go to Billboard Live one night. One of the popping clubs on Sunset. Mind you, I'm a Crip in LA. Know everybody out there. I'm in the club every Sunday with the khakis on, the Cortez, the t-shirts, you know what I'm saying? The 501s. That's me every week. See me every week. I done came to the club with this shit on and niggas start calling me a pallbearer. I never put that shit on again.
Bleu Davinci, man, I really appreciate you, man. Another dope interview. I know the fans are gonna love it. You know, the BMF, man, the insights of it. You know, I'm glad to see your family life is doing good, man. I'm glad we did get to touch on that. I did have that in my notes more. I definitely wanted to, you know, talk about what you're doing now more, a little bit more.
Right.
You know, it definitely, man, dope interview, bro. Definitely appreciate you.
Nah, for sure, man. You know, we got more to come, man. I appreciate you always for having me and shit. But we really got more to come, like the content, with the shit that I'm doing with the gaming. My actual YouTube channel, I'm waking up. I ain't did YouTube, and since I first got on YouTube in like 2013 or something, you know what I'm saying? So I'm putting everything together and everything set up at the crib to start doing the live streams from the house, just to, do reactions and the same shit, man. Jump out there and just be able to just, give myself and my ideas and opinions a little bit more because I think they matter, you know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate you your time and having a nigga come on and giving me the freedom to freely speak. And I also appreciate you doing your research and finding shit out and, shit like that, having them questions and shit. Some of the shit that people don't be asking and shit like that. Appreciate that shit, bro. And shout out to all the homies, man. Free that nigga Speedy, man. Y'all already know Tone Bird. Shout out Tone Bird. Shout out that nigga Ab. Shout out that nigga Smooth. Shout out all my niggas, man. Y'all already know, boy. We'll be back in a minute. You feel me?
Let's get it.
Time to put the vest back on, nigga, and grab the Strizap.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon, so hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.